Atlanta Mike Sunday. It's Atlanta Mike Sunday. Sunday. It's Atlanta Mike Sunday. It's Atlanta Mike Sunday. It's Atlanta Mike Sunday. Sunday. It's Atlanta Mike Sunday.
Hello, Gearheads. It is Sunday. That means it is time for the Blind Mike Project. Go to blindmike.net for all things Blind Mike. On today's show, Akaash Singh and his gold digger talk about their lifestyle. Brendan Schaub has focused his CTE on comedian Andrew Santino. And Adam Pally is not a big fan of Tony Hinchcliffe. And now, here is your host, a man who has never flinched at a movie jump scare, Blind Mike Geary.
I don't know how people are going to feel about that. Shaking up the intro like that. I think people have grown accustomed to the Blind Mike Sunday, I don't know what you would call that, the old-timey like gospel version.
Yeah, the soul, Blind Mike's
Yeah.
soul song. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
come. This was just a one-off because Electra was on vacation, and we got the call up from Krager's from the bullpen, and so I had to put something together. Yeah, there we go.
I see. Craig's not with us yet, huh?
No, he showed up the second we went live. Just literally
he's
the
here.
second yeah, so he's coming in, but right now. I
A
just,
little behind the scenes for the folks, just to give you. I know there's the Craigophiles and the Daylords have constantly been battling for
no.
you know, it's a constant battle, and this will give you a little insight into you know, who brings what to the table here. Casey read me a message before the show that Craig messaged him, and this is a producer, not just for me. For Newsmax, for a news station. Casey read a text that said, "What is the internet other than Google?"
Sorry, Craig. I didn't know you'd read it.
That was not what I said.
I have no idea.
He was looking for a specific one. I know, Craig. I made you look a fool. Sorry, buddy. I love you, Craig.
You knew exactly what I was talking about.
What's the internet?
It's a
Well,
two.
this EV Mux thing, I need a different browser for it to work for me.
Well, Craig was supposed to produce today, and his computer did the noble thing and took its own life.
It's literally dying as I stare at it.
I
right now.
finally grew a conscience and said, I can't participate in this anymore.
What's on me, I can't even look at anymore. I need to be destroyed.
Craig's computer, it's weird. The cameras went off and the guards fell asleep when it. So Craig
just laughed.
Craig could not produce and then also couldn't take a hint because I said, "Do you still want to come on?" Because you were supposed to be here, so if you want to come on, you still can. And he goes, "No, my other computer is going to die partway through the show." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine then." I was like, I washed our hands of Craig, and he's like, "No, I'll be there for a little while though." I'm like,
I'm out of here.
No, it'll be nice to have Craig here. There's a couple. I said that specifically because there's a couple topics I wanted Craig here for, particularly our Alec Baldwin segment because worlds have collided, and I thought Craig would find that interesting.
It was amazing.
One other show update. I tweeted incorrectly. Kaylee will not be with us, so put your cocks away, gentlemen. She died. She passed away last night.
No.
No longer.
She's dead?
Yeah, rest in peace, Kaylee.
Who gets her tits?
I'll have to get through that KACYTRON segment alone now. I was
really
really
hard.
banking on her to provide some more context, but we'll get through it together. Yeah, go to blindmike.net to support this program. We appreciate you guys watching live every week on YouTube at 10 a.m., every Sunday at 10 a.m. if you're watching live with us. By the way, we just got to 14,000 subscribers. My goal in my head for this year was 15,000. I don't think we'll get there, but, you know, see if you can give
Spirit.
give us a push. What do you say? If you're not subscribed, check if you're subscribed. Do it, and maybe we'll get to 15,000 by the end of the year. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. But yeah, thanks for subscribing. Pretty crazy. What else was I going to say? Oh, blindmike.net. I've been doing this a lot lately. I think I'm having some sort of brain malfunction. Craig saw this on Tuesday, where I'd be talking and I just don't remember what I'm saying halfway through a sentence. So keep an eye on that, folks. I might be dying or going senile.
CTE is a real thing.
Yeah. But blindmike.net is where all my links are. If you don't watch live Sundays at 10, then you can get us wherever you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, whatever. But like, comment, subscribe on podcast platforms. If you leave a 5-star review, all that helps more people find the show. So we appreciate you guys doing that. And become a member for as little as $5 a month. We just did a bonus episode this week. We put out the clip of us talking about MTOWN Evan. We also did a long Stuttering John segment, which I deemed the worst version of John's show by far, is now having these ladies on to berate people. It's insufferable. Yeah, well, whatever you want to call them, you know?
Lady.
Poor nasty Neil. Boy, did I feel bad for him.
That poor bastard just goes home and probably just thinks about what happened the whole time.
I should have said this.
No wonder he likes horror movies. It's a way to imagine what he should do to people. He's so nice.
Yeah, so we talked about that on Tuesday, so go check that out. The bonus episode we just did, bonus Why You Laughing's, early access to Why You Laughing as well. So check all that out. Blindmike.net is where all those links are. Since Craig's computer might die at any moment, should we start with Alec Baldwin and on the Adam Friedland Show?
Absolutely.
All right, so this is fascinating to me. Worlds have collided, and I like to think moments like this, Nick Mullen is just tipping his cap and walking off into the darkness. Nick Mullen created a show called ComeTown, and it was the genius of that show. And now Nick has kind of disappeared. You see him pop up on podcasts and stuff, but he himself is not in the spotlight as often anymore. And Stavros Halkias is in an Emma Stone movie, co-starring, I think. And Adam Friedland is sitting down with the likes of Alec Baldwin. To me, this is the biggest get Adam Friedland has gotten. He's gotten other, people of this level. Sarah Jessica Parker was on, things like that. But, the one I care about is Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Because we make fun of Alec Baldwin a lot on this show. And sometimes even I forget. I love Alec Baldwin as an actor. Jack Donaghy is one of my favorite TV characters ever. Anything Alec Baldwin is in, I enjoy watching him. So I love Alec Baldwin. And having him sit down with Adam Friedland is so crazy to me as a guy that was listening to ComeTown 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago. And I don't have to explain why that's funny. Adam will do it for Alec Baldwin, which is also very interesting.
Yes.
So let's get into these clips of the Adam Friedland Show with Alec Baldwin.
That's so bizarre. You know, when you walk around and you're just kind of allergic to that. You know what I mean? So people will see you on the street and say things to you.
Oh, you
And
knew
you
what
go,
you were doing.
you say, calm down. You know what I mean?
No, but you got on the phone. You're like Friedland. You're like, yeah, Friedland. Tell me something. Are you as dry in real life as you are on the television screen? I'm like, it's him. I feel like Liz Lemon right now. What an honor. It's charming. I thank you so much.
That's exactly how it feels for everyone watching too. What is this? I don't get it. And the idea that he's calling Adam saying, "Are you always like this?"
I like that he's just like, Friedland.
Friedland. Tell me something about yourself.
There's one line in these clips somewhere. I hope it's the same one you enjoy, but it's just so funny to me into this program. I can't wait for it to play for everybody.
There's a few like that. Yeah. What's next?
Next one, talk show.
Yeah, so this is what's wild is it's not Adam begging Alec Baldwin to do this show. Alec Baldwin needs to do the Adam Friedland show. How fucking crazy is that? This guy, he was a bug that eats dust. That's how we knew him. And he's now like, he's becoming the Johnny Carson of his era. Listen to Alec Baldwin describe why he's on this show.
How familiar are you with this show right now?
I watched your show because the people from iHeart said, it's always that thing where they're like, well, your podcast would do better if you did other podcasts.
This is a talk show, but yeah.
A talk show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a talk show. Yeah, it's a real talk
Your
show.
podcast would do better if you did more talk shows.
Yeah, thank you.
So they said to me that you were hot and your show was hot.
Thanks.
And your middle name is
Yeah,
hot.
one of the hottest guys said that to me. By the way,
And then, so they said to me, come on. Normally, I don't do a lot of that because I have kids now. I have a lot of kids, so I'm kind of busy with other things, right?
Yeah.
When I leave here, I got to go pick up my kids from school. So.
Oh, you have like 7 of them.
I have 8 children. My
8
oldest
now?
is my
Well,
oldest.
your oldest, yeah.
You
8
know, he's
now.
practiced that. He's
Finally remembered.
Yes, 7 sounds right. Oh, damn it. That other one that doesn't like me.
Biggie.
Well, you lift up a sofa cushion. There's always a baby under there in my house. So
Where
I
do you
gotta
get the
One of them
energy?
actually named Baby, believe it or not. We forgot her name, so on the TV show, we just refer to her as Baby.
They're just numbers now after 9.
That is, I guess it's to protect that child, but if that show was on for like 6 seasons, were they just always going to call it Baby?
Probably, and it would have been awesome.
Come here, baby.
I don't actually, because I'm half dead from exhaustion. I have my older daughter, Ireland. She's married, kind of,
Is that
and
her
has a
name?
baby. And I have a baby and a grandchild that are the same age.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
really.
some freaky shit right
It's a
there.
little,
Yeah. What, is weed?
yeah.
You forget watching. So, for anyone that doesn't know, we sat through every episode of The Baldwins on TLC on Patreon, and like you forget watching that. Oh, Alec Baldwin like seems kind of cool. Like you don't realize that on the show, but in these interviews, Alec Baldwin was cool for a while, and then he did everything he could to kind of get rid of that image and ruin it. And Hilarious certainly didn't help. And then you see him in an interview like this, and you're like, oh, he can be a likable guy. He's a maniac, but like left to his own devices, he is not the problem. You forget that watching the show because Hilaria takes over. And also, he reveals something about the show later, which I really appreciate. But
Up next, Mike, biatches.
yeah, they're talking bitches. This is where he just gets to let his hair down and be one of the guys. And we know who he's talking about here.
And I didn't know how to interact with it because it was kind of a woman was yelling at me, and I really hate when that happens.
She was yelling at you?
So I was trying to, I was trying to just, I think I said to her, I'm nice. Stop yelling at me.
Whenever women yell,
She's kind
just
of
say
a-
the same thing, which is my line always, which was...
They're so mad.
Well, a friend of mine taught me this, which was women yell at you, no offense. But when women yell at you, just say the line, I don't understand.
Really?
And they just keep saying it, and then they leave. They'll say something to you, and you go, I don't understand.
They'll be yelling in some sort of accent, shaking their maracas. You just have to wear them down mentally. Just say, I don't know what you mean.
I love the idea of like Love Line with Alec Baldwin. That is fucking awesome idea. He'd be great at that.
And he's a man I trust because he's with an insufferable woman.
We'd get some.
He is with just an annoying broad.
You know how I've survived the past 10 years?
He really should do an advice show for just angry married men.
Yeah.
They don't like it when you ask questions about what they mean. They really don't like that either.
Say I don't understand,
Yeah,
it'll be
yeah.
gone in 5 minutes.
They don't like it when.
I'm gonna try that.
I don't understand.
Electra. Don't
They'll
listen,
say-
Electra.
They'll say they want to do a television show, and you're like, I don't understand. I'm Alec Baldwin. Why would I do that?
It's genius. Up next, prank call.
Yeah, so they try. Alec Baldwin, I guess, mentioned in his book that he used to do like prank calls as a kid, and they called Adam's dad with Alec as Trump. It didn't really work. Kind of fell flat. But this is after that. I thought this was a little better clip.
Ask you
Irritating.
if I could take your phone, and could I do a prank call on Robert De Niro, perhaps? Can we get Hillary Clinton?
We're close. Think of what you're watching right now. We're close to Adam Friedland and Alec Baldwin pranking Robert De Niro. That's what the podcasting world has done. Like, you can blame podcasts for Donald Trump or whatever the fuck you want. Like, people freak out about this new age of podcasting. Look at what's happening right now. Alec Baldwin's considering whether or not he should call Robert De Niro and ask if he has Prince Albert in a can or something.
Don't let Alex see a super chat. He might be hooked. Ooh, it's green and red? Oh, I'm coming back, Hilaria. We're doing this.
Cardiff, let me ask you. Are Karmic and Felicia getting back together? What's the scuttlebutt?
Colostomy Stephen Cunt says, Eduardo missed a spot on your backdrop.
We're 6 months away.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I don't have anybody here who would have
What
the
about
patience for it.
President Clinton? He's a real magic guy.
Hillary Clinton? I mean, Chelsea Clinton?
No, yeah.
He has no idea. Alec has no idea what he just did there. Chelsea Clinton went after Adam Friedland on Twitter years ago. And watch Adam's reaction. It's very funny. Alec, like, accidentally slipped into this reference. Or he's a Trumptown fan.
If I gave your number and you prank called Chelsea Clinton, I would
Go
be
back
out
a
of
little
this.
bit. I just want to hear Adam tells the staff how to react.
Hillary Clinton? I mean, Chelsea Clinton?
No, yeah.
If I gave...
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
What's Stav up to these days?
He just ruins every relationship Alec Baldwin has with that phone call.
Is Stav still fat as fuck, Adam? You bug? Alex was a come down fan. You bug. What would
talk
Kamita
some Tom
Gordon
Myers.
say about this?
I don't know why Alec Baldwin calling him a bug is the funniest thing I can imagine.
I was watching some Dan Ninen clips. I mean, that guy, out of his mind.
He's definitely 60.
He's older than me, Dan Ninen. I don't understand why he's keeping that bit up.
Gave your number and you prank called Chelsea Clinton, I will be out of this country in about an
I'm
hour.
telling you, I'm not going to mess anything up for you. Robert De Niro is going to think this is really funny.
De Niro's a very no-nonsense guy. He's very busy during the day.
I just love that. De Niro's a very no-nonsense guy. All right, hold on. I'm going to call Bob. Oh, and then when Bob picks up, I'm going to say, hello, Havre de Grace. Well, someone out there would get that.
I like it. Filmography is next.
Yeah, just talking about all of Alec's great work. And that's also why this is so crazy. Because genuinely, this is a decorated Hollywood actor talking to Adam Friedland.
Hunt for Red October, right here.
I've been going back through your filmography and your performances, and it's just like when you appear on a screen, it's like, oh, it's my pal. It's like my old pal, and this is going to be great. I mean, you could make a real turd watchable. Pearl Harbor, you make your parts watchable, and that's one of the shittiest movies of all time. I mean, I'm serious. Yeah, and it.
I love that he said that too, because that's the little, there's a little come town left on Adam. I appreciate that.
I love that Alec laughed.
That's why I appreciate that Alex sat through this too. That's where it's like, he's not entirely the man that he's been painted. I think there's a lot of good to Alec Baldwin as well. I think he can have a little fun, let his hair down when the wife's not around.
Now they talk Come Town.
So this is wild, and this is how you can tell Alec is not a Come Town fan, or he's just hiding it very well. But this to me, and I get you have to have been a Come Town fan to really appreciate this. This is maybe the craziest moment in podcasting history for me. That's like when I was listening to that show, if you told me this one day is going to happen, is that Adam is going to host a talk show that Alec needs to get on to promote himself. And this question would come up. It's wild.
You did the show, Cum Stain.
That's kind of what happens here.
Yeah.
So what was the genesis of this meeting? Were you like Rupert Pupkin in the basement and your mother's yelling down the stairs?
It is
or-
a joke. It's a joke
Was it? Yeah.
that became a real thing. Yeah.
So it was a joke and your mom goes, please, it's so annoying.
This? No. I was
she
being
supported
made fun of. No. Yeah. Well, I was on a podcast that was for whatever guys. I mean, just idiots. He didn't smile, and now I was on a podcast for ugly men, right?
Oh, for ugly men.
Yeah.
Not
Just
mentally.
just like the worst you know, and it was like a cult status. It became very successful. And then one
What
of
was
us.
it called?
It was called Come Town. We tried. They. Yeah. Anyway, it got successful. It's very. I don't know. I was just there pretty much, but the one of the guys left, and then the other guy's idea was to make like by far the least popular nebbishy kind of like the glasses, allergies. We all played a role.
On the show, on
and
what's
so-
it called? Come Town?
Yeah. So then
On that show, we
You
had
just need that.
What's it called? Come Town in the outro.
Come town.
Hilaria calls Thursday nights.
Now, what is this? I got invited to Skank Fest. Is that something I should do, Adam? Should I hang with the boys of the Legion of Skanks? Blop blop, doggy.
Who are these podcasts?
When Alec Baldwin meets Brendan Schaub, my head is going to explode.
You know, Adam, it's interesting. I was traveling to San Frangelico recently. You know what I'm talking about.
You know what? I just won a Dodge Ram in a contest.
I'm putting it up for sale. The poor bastard has to answer for me.
Have you seen his ears? Something wrong there.
All brakes, no gas, or whatever. It is.
I'll admit to you, Adam, I'm a bit of a homeless cat myself. I spend a lot of time at P.F. Chang's,
I like a
entrenched in the podcasting world.
leading man
I'm a Croge guy.
compared to them, but they all
no, absolutely not.
Quasimodo?
Yeah.
What
So
were they?
sometimes I wasn't even. I was barely even there. But
It's just Adam kind of encapsulates it correctly too. Like that is more or less. It's always been weird to me. Stav and Adam and even Nick does this a little bit. Like they all kind of hated Come Town, which I never fully understood. They were always like, "It's ruining my life," and I'm like, I don't get it. You show up with your friends for 2 hours a week and fucking jerk off into a microphone, essentially, and let Nick be brilliant. Like I don't get
Make
what's ruining
six
your life.
figures. They make 6 figures a month, basically each.
It's crazy the way they I don't know the way they reacted to that. But I guess I'm not in their shoes, so I don't know exactly what they're talking about.
Up next, reality.
So this is crazy. Like we're talking about how nuts this podcast appearance is, and then Adam gets like a beautiful answer out of him about what happened in New Mexico and the reality show and all this shit. And he does solidify something we always thought, Craig, while we were watching that reality show. We were like, he's here because Hilaria's making him, right? And he answers that right out of the gate.
This is the line I was talking about that I love.
Yeah.
something I've picked up on is like I watched your reality show, right? And
Why?
because like
That hunk of shit.
Why would you do that?
I was being thorough, but like it really dawned. The first thought I had was like, is this what you have to do these days? Like in a moment of extreme like personal crisis, like
I'm weeping in a conference room with some publicists, and I go, "What can I do to clean up this mess?" And they go, "You can have 7 kids."
is it? But like what I'm saying is like for me personally,
There's a great in 30 Rock. Tracy Morgan wants to know, like, he's being celebrated. He's up for an Oscar and he's being celebrated as like a real actor now. And he wants to know how he can ruin his reputation and go back to the way things were. And Alec Baldwin gives this long speech about why you should just do TV because no one will respect you. And he's just listing Alec Baldwin's credits while he's doing it. It's an amazing speech, but that's kind of what he's doing here. He's like, well, once you do a reality show, then no one will respect you. So that's kind of nice in a way.
I'm not into like celebrity gossip, but when I heard about what happened, right, it didn't sound real to me.
Where?
Right, in New Mexico.
Oh, right.
It didn't sound like a real thing that happened in the real world. I think we probably made jokes about it. Like it didn't dawn on me until I was doing research for the show, and I really felt like it would be something that you would carry for the rest of your life, and it just it kind of dawned on me that like people don't perceive public figures as real human beings, perhaps.
I think that in that case, among countless things I could say, was the idea that When my case imploded and was over, and it was over not because of a statement of a jury or of the cleverness of my lawyers, the judge ended the trial.
It was thrown out, yeah.
The judge terminated the trial. She
Yeah.
thought this is enough of this is just insane. And when that happened, a friend of mine, a woman who's an attorney, very famous attorney, she said to me that what bothered her was, she said, once they couldn't get you, it was over. The case didn't continue. They're not out there
It's
looking
true,
for the
by
guy
the way.
that-
Like, nothing else came
Right.
of it. They haven't gone after the armorer or any of the other producers or anything like that. That is where, and I did always try to say that we would make jokes about Alec Baldwin's case all the time,
Yeah.
constantly. So I'm not pretending to be above this by any means. But I would always try to throw in, like, I don't know what Alec Baldwin did. And people would even say, like, oh, well, he was a producer. So he would, I'm sure he was a producer in title. I don't think Alec Baldwin was checking every box that a producer would have to do in that situation. Like, Alec was playing a character. He was in a movie. They handed him essentially a fake gun in his mind, and it shot someone. Like, I'm not like, oh, Alec Baldwin is a murderer. And there are people, and I think there's a huge difference. They'll kind of muddy the waters and act like it's the same thing. I think there's a huge difference between people joking around on Twitter or Reddit or on a show like this or whatever, and people that are actually, like, want to take Alec Baldwin down and really call him a murderer. Like, that's crazy. I can't imagine being in Alec Baldwin's shoes there, because it's something that, from his standpoint, was kind of unavoidable.
Well, if the armorer doesn't bring in live rounds, this
Right.
isn't a thing.
And why is that? Has there, maybe I've just missed it. Has there been an investigation of that? Why were there bullets in the fucking gun? Like,
I have
real
no,
bullets?
no clue. It's Craigie.
Yeah.
that
You
brought
call
the
it
bullets
Craigie?
onto this.
Crazy.
I heard
Pretty sure you
Craigie
said
too.
Craigie.
Did I say
Craigie.
Craigie?
He's
Is that a
doing
thing
a
you're trying to
thing.
get going?
That's Craigie.
It's Craigie. What do you say, guys?
we got a title. Thank you, Craig.
It's Craigie. He did say that, right, everyone?
You did, yes.
It's Craigie.
It's getting Craigie in here.
I'll say this, guys. It's Craigie.
It is.
Yeah, they're not-
He's going to pretend he did that by accident. There's going to be shirts up by 1 p.m.
Electra, please,
HackRideStudios.com.
you bring him in before the end of the show. That is your test.
We won't see a nickel.
I'm sorry. Let's not get too Craigie around here. All right, here we go.
Once they attempted
To make a
to
name for
frame you
themselves?
and they couldn't do it, it ended.
Yeah.
Which that should be of grave concern to everybody that lives in that community, that it just imploded because they didn't succeed at their other
Certainly, but beyond that, like I looked at like the way that it's discussed in popular discourse and on the internet. Like I looked at Reddit, and
Well, Reddit's bad.
it's bad, but it seems
Reddit's
like
ugly.
people don't process it in a way that this is clearly something that is not someone's fault. Instead, they kind of
It's bad. There's guys on there. I see these guys that do bits, and they impersonate my wife the same way he does the voice of Coach HP. I don't care for that. My wife is a beautiful woman. I don't understand why he's giving her that voice.
in a very unfair way assign
funny to
blame
them.
to you.
Yeah.
No, it's not funny. Funny is like at least like
Well, a lot of it they think it's funny.
funny is like, at least like ironic. I think people that genuinely assign blame for something that's like literally, you know, that you'll carry for the rest of your life, and it really upset me, especially because I've been like revisiting all your work, that like this thing could overshadow like.
Beetlejuice and crying. They've mistreated Alec.
As he goes off the bridge.
Like
Never
what is so
ends.
beloved about you. You know?
Well, I mean, on one hand, you say to yourself, you say carry for the rest of your life. I don't really carry anything for the rest of my life, meaning do I feel overwhelmed and pained by the suffering and the tragedy of what happened?
My
Yes,
life
but do
away after the incident.
I feel responsible? No.
No,
Because
certainly
what
not.
happened was, remember, they decided to leapfrog over or pole vault over the whole idea that in the previous several days we were doing the film, we did a protocol that we did the same thing, and nobody came up to me in my shooting of the film.
you don't have-
Well, but I
yeah.
just want to say, because you did bring it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, no one came up to me and said, hey, let's do it this way. It was only after the fact that they said, oh, we're supposed to do it this way. But let me just
I will say the counter to this, and I agree with a lot of what Alec Baldwin is saying. The counter to this is we watched the reality show, and I don't know how much editing they did of what Alex said, but I couldn't get out of bed for several days. I felt so guilty about all of this. And then in this instance, he's like, it wasn't my fault, you know?
I can understand that though. Like he did, whether it was on purpose
actually,
or not.
it is a healthy way to go about it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if that's true, that like he has been able to compartmentalize, I think there would always be some level of guilt. But it wasn't. Maybe people disagree with me. It wasn't his fault, right?
I blame the armorer, but I mean it's got to be so fucked that you point essentially a toy gun at someone and then their chest cavity rips open.
I mean, how many guns are in movies throughout the history of time? Has every single actor gone? Now, this isn't going to kill anyone if I pointed at them, right? I just want to be clear. This isn't going to actually shoot someone before I do this.
I'm pretty sure that happened to Bruce Lee's kid.
Something like that, yeah. Something like
Think
that.
of Schwarzenegger's body count if that was a thing. Like
That's what I mean. Like,
real body count.
every time he's like, now.
Gatling guns and like double barrel machine guns and stuff.
Yeah, but ultimately, I just wanted to say how crazy it was that Alec Baldwin was on with Adam Friedland, and I hope Adam's guests get even crazier. I think that's fair. Because like Adam does a pretty good job with that show, too. I'm sure it's not for everyone, particularly like Cumtown fans. That's what's also got to be interesting is like new people that have seen Adam like on MSNBC being promoted as the next Jon Stewart or whatever people are thinking of. And they go and check it out and they're like, well, let me see what else Adam has done. And they find Cumtown. It's going to be a wild journey.
Yeah, but they're basically a socialist podcast, so he'll be fine.
That's right. That's right.
I like Alec in the Hank Kingsley role right there, like being his hey now guy, like being the, and they can have guests on, and it's between
Adam,
Alec and Adam.
Alec just his sidekick from now on.
Yeah,
That would
they have
be
a good chemistry.
awesome.
What else to get out of the house? He might do it. He might do it.
That would be great.
Why
Hey,
did
Mike.
I was watching your reality show. Why?
Why?
So funny.
Hey, Mike.
Yay, super chat.
Super chat.
Very exciting.
Oh.
Hey, Craig, you want to read these? Do the Electra roll for me.
Nan Cram says, for the love of God, take the apostrophe out of the sings in the thumbnail. Not Mike's fault.
I double checked the apostrophe thing. You can go either way with it.
Akaash Singh's wife.
I put the
do you have it?
Sings. I put this instead of their individual name. I put like the Sings as a couple.
Oh, yeah, that would
yeah.
be no apostrophe.
No apostrophe.
What did you double
Apostrophe
check
is-
about?
If you said Akaash
That's
Singh's,
Electra.
Yeah,
if you said Akaash
Singh's
Singh's
wife.
wife, you put the apostrophe.
Yeah.
All right, I'll change it.
I'm curious this double checking process. What was the first check?
You know, Mike, I could be asleep right now. I'm just saying.
You said it.
I asked someone, and I'm not going to throw her under the bus because she has giant tits.
I'll not do that to her.
No.
Suburban
my fault.
Tug Time, I love you.
Hey, right
Thank
back
you,
at-
Suburban. We love you too.
Dawn Fried Chicken, I just wanted to hear Alex say, I'm gay actor Alec Baldwin.
Oh, yeah, he's got to get Michael Douglas on now. Michael Douglas.
Colostomy Stephen Cunt, the Craigie monster.
It's Craigie.
It's getting crazy in here.
Oh.
Dawn Fried Chicken again. Good job taking care of the kids on Thanksgiving, Craig. I don't know what was in your special eggnog, but they all fell asleep right away.
Oh, no.
How many poor bent over crying children have heard it's Craigie?
Yeah.
The last thing they hear. The last human words.
It's Craigie.
Gross.
All right, Mike, where would you like to go next with Craig's computer still up and running, apparently?
It is. I'm down 38% since we started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Want to talk about Adam Pally on... who is this guy, by the way?
I don't know.
This Vulture podcast, it's called like the Good Ones or something like that. Every few weeks, this guy, I don't know who he is, he works for Vulture, he has someone on to bash other comedians, and we play clips of it. So it's worked out nicely for us, I guess. But Adam Pally, who he's the kind of guy, like you'll know him if you see him. Like, he's in a bunch of stuff. He was in that show Happy Endings that was kind of like, the next era's Friends type of thing. It was not bad. Like, I like Adam Pally when I see him in stuff. But he's a character actor. He's not some huge name or anything. I do think it's different now. Like when I saw he had a one-man show, I was like, I don't know, would Stephen Root have put on an intimate evening with Stephen Root? It seemed odd to me, but then I was like, I guess we live in an era now where these people have social media followings and all that kind of stuff. So Adam Pally went on to promote his HBO special, An Intimate Evening with Adam Pally, and in doing so, he bashes Andrew Schultz and Tony Hinchcliffe and kind of the usual suspects. And I will say, I was inspired to go watch his comedy special. And boy, it's one of the greatest hand jobs you'll ever watch anyone give themselves. Oh my God. Louis C.K.'s masturbation was not as detrimental to comedy as this guy just jerking himself off for an hour. It's crazy. And it's not like... I don't know why he called it a comedy special. It's music, but it's not necessarily like funny music. He does... The first two bits are kind of exactly the same. Which is fine. I just wouldn't... It would be something I didn't watch until he went on and kind of tried to be one of the, arbiters of what comedy should be. He talks about Jeselnik a lot in this interview. He loves Jeselnik. And boy, go watch the special. It is evident in his delivery. I mean, one sentence takes about 9 minutes. Like it is clear. You didn't have to tell us you liked Anthony Jeselnik. I would have picked up on it pretty quickly.
So he has about 12 minutes worth of material that he stretched out.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And to his credit, he says, I'm not a comedian, which is kind of a nice thing to hide behind when you're like, I'm not a comedian. Here's my comedy special,
Right.
But he shot it. It's like part documentary. So it's shot like the day of the special, like his behind the scenes stuff. And like he's unloading his van. And it's like, well, I don't give a shit about this. And a lot of it is like self-congratulatory. Like it's, him on the phone. They're taping the phone call with whoever is directing it. And he's like, how do you want to do this, Adam? And he's like, I just don't know. It's so goddamn hard. It's one of the things I hated about Comedian. I love Comedian, the documentary. But hearing Jerry be like, just the painstaking work I put myself through. It's like, all right, easy, Jerry. You're writing fucking knock-knock jokes.
And you get to and from every gig in a new Porsche.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so that's a lot of what Adam Pally's special was. So I found it interesting that he kind of got on his soapbox and felt obligated to tell people what comedy should be. So the first clip is him talking about Andrew Schultz, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he goes after kind of the easy targets that everyone else has gone after. Obviously, like, he loves Jeselnik and is kind of following in those footsteps.
I think quality is also really important now. Like, I think it has to be good. I think in order to break through, it has to be different and it has to be good. And those are really hard to do when everybody is sitting at a...
So I said he sings songs. He sang covers.
Ew.
Like, this is not Bo Burnham we're talking about here,
Like comedy song covers?
Like, so he did this bit twice in a row, kind of. He would sing a song that was like sort of a parody, but you know the original version when you hear it. And he kind of puts his own words in it, but it's not funny. And then the joke is, like, he stops halfway through the song and is like, imagine if I was serious. Like, that kind of a thing.
Gross. I just like to think, though, he's covering comics and he goes out and sings like Craig Christ or something.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing is, like I said, as an actor, like, I like Adam Pally and stuff I saw him in. If you want to enter the world of commenting on podcasts, you should be ready. And if you say something, I think it has to be really good and different. And you made something that kind of sucks. Like, you have to be ready. And here's the other thing: is someone like Adam Pally, and I'm projecting because I've seen other people do this. Adam himself hasn't done it, but what other people do is they say stuff like that. They'll bash Kill Tony for making something they don't like, but then they'll also bash a show like this or Red Bar or whoever. And be like, oh, these trolls on the internet, they should make something for themselves. It's like, well, you're doing that. You're going on a show and telling people that Andrew Schultz sucks and Tony Hinchcliffe sucks. So you're kind of in the same world as us. Don't look at yourself as better than that.
Desk with the same lighting and the same cameras. I mean, there's no difference between this and Andrew Schultz, right?
Yeah.
besides like vaccines.
Yeah, and a couch.
Yeah,
I have a table.
Yeah, and like, you know,
ostensibly we're using,
and
the same
we have
equipment.
empathy.
Yeah,
but like
that's the difference,
besides that, like this is all the same. It's all flattened.
So that kind of sets the tone for
Yuck.
like, I'm better than that. And here's my problem with this, that type of comedy. When people go after, by the way, you should make fun of Kill Tony and Tony Hinchcliffe. First of all, just by the nature of it being like the biggest thing in comedy right now, you should make fun of it. That's who you should be going after. Take them down a peg. Good for you. When it's done with like bitterness and looking down your nose at it, it's never going to come off as funny. Like Tim Heidecker made a Kill Tony sketch where the idea of it is good, but the reason it didn't work is because Tim Heidecker is really bitter and angry about Kill Tony and hates their politics, and it's not done from any place of understanding what the show is supposed to be or anything like that. It's done from a place of jealousy.
Yeah,
so
and there was no jokes involved at all.
Right. It was just fuck these guys. And so the reason like that joke has become so exhausting, and by the way, to all these guys who are exhausted by Kill Tony and the Rogan sphere and all that, where you're like, oh, it's just all they do is make fun of trans people, whatever. I think that could certainly be argued. But how do you think they felt for the 8 years from 2016 to 2023, whatever that was? How do you think they felt where every joke was that you just heard, where it's like some smug liberal like talking down to the audience about Trump or whatever because we have empathy? And it's like that style of comedy where you're lifting yourself above the subject rather than the other way around. Like you should be making fun of yourself. You can like that's what I always said, like Greg Giraldo is great at. Like he would make fun of himself in order to get his point across about Republicans, you know? Like that's something that is totally lost, where it's like they can't lose that condescending tone the way they talk about these guys. And it's why even when people agree, like we'll get comments on this video where they'll be like, hey, Schultz does suck or Kill Tony does suck. But they're not going to check out Adam Pally's special because it's smug and arrogant.
Dog shit.
Well,
Up
have you
next
seen it?
is,
No, I don't have to.
Well, that's kind of the problem with what we're talking about here, but
that's Craigie.
it is Craigie.
Up next, Kill Tony.
Yeah, so this is where he really goes off on Tony Hinchcliffe and tells you what comedy should be, and it's where people always step in it. It's where Hannah Gadsby fucked up years ago, where Hannah Gadsby was like, Kevin Hart's not a comedian because he doesn't talk about his trauma. And it's like, that's the barometer for comedy now? Like, that's what you're deciding? I mean, maybe he's not a comedian because he takes every fucking DraftKings commercial he gets offered or whatever the fuck, you know? But like, you want to say because he talks about his family in a silly way, he's not a comic? So when Adam Pally does this, I think it opens himself up to people watching his special and going, okay, he did a live show and kind of a variety show type of thing. Let's see how he does it. And I got to tell you, it was not even that it was bad. Like he has some jokes where if you saw him at an open mic, he would be like the bright spot of that. And I don't even mean that demeaning. Like that's how long he's been doing stand-up. Like he's an open micer, essentially, that happens to have an audience. So some of it was like, okay, I see where he's going with that. Like over time, he could get better, and that could be really funny. But that's about the level he's at. And he's taking a shot at something that has built an audience over the course of 14 years or whatever it's been. Like it was a slow build for Tony. And he really has built his own audience and made something out of it. I would say to Adam Pally, make a competitor. Do something better than Kill Tony that takes people away from that. If you want to show people what comedy is, make something. And I mean, he tried, to his credit, but this is him talking about Kill Tony.
And you know, again, we're gonna like take shots, but like fuck Kill Tony for a second, because like truly, that's as much as people are like being discovered there.
Yeah,
fuck that shit. It's the decline. Like you used to be able to come to a stand-up show and you would see people that like normally would not be allowed to fly internationally or something, and they'd come out and they'd do a bit about like the wildest, and you'd be on the floor. Like the first time I saw Reggie Watts, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, I've never seen talent like that.
Yeah. I thought he was
It
British.
was a shame, and to be fair, I don't agree with this. But when Kill Tony got the Netflix deal and they put Reggie Watts in prison That was a tough day. I had a hard time defending that. It was a shame when they stopped allowing Reggie Watts to do comedy and they removed him from polite society. That I felt was over the line. So he makes a good point there. You can no longer watch Reggie Watts because Tony Hinchcliffe is successful. This is my problem with Marin and Adam Pal and Jeselnik and all these guys. Go watch other shit. Like Rory Scovel is amazingly funny. Rick Glassman is doing like weird niche stuff on his podcast. There's plenty of people that you can go watch that you would enjoy. You don't have to watch Kill Tony just because everyone else is.
Is he trying to say that Reggie Watts is unfairly being suppressed because of Kill Tony's rise?
He's saying that no one is allowed to be Reggie Watts now because of Kill Tony, which I don't understand that logic at all.
When was the last time you saw Reggie Watts in anything?
Or when was the last time that you saw a comedian go up on Kill Tony that wasn't allowed to do something? Like they have a wild... Now, I have my problems with Kill Tony also. Like, I think people get too big too fast on that show, and it's a detriment to their comedy. But this idea that Tony Hinchcliffe is like, no trans jokes, get off the stage. It's just not true. It's not happening. Let's hear more about Reggie
The
Watts.
first 2 times I thought him, I thought he was British.
I thought he spoke in that falsetto.
Yeah.
You know, and like
Brilliant.
that wouldn't have, Reggie Watts would not have been a thing had it not been for that comedy scene. And now you look at like he would have had to go on Kill Tony.
No, he wouldn't
like-
have.
Oh my God, this fucking guy.
2 things. No, he wouldn't have. And also, he probably would have been celebrated on that show.
Yeah.
Why not?
So Tony would have him in the band the next week. He's the greatest thing that's ever happened to comedy. Like, if you're going to knock Tony Hinchcliffe for something, it's not suppressing comedy. It's lifting it. Every person that is regularly on that show walks out to the introduction of, they're an assassin, they're a murderer, they're one of the greatest comics who's ever lived. I was watching the Regs this week, and Louis J. Gomez said he got into an argument, for lack of a better term, with Hinchcliffe, saying like New York has better comedians than Austin. And Hinchcliffe was like, you have Attell and who else? We have me, Rogan, Segura, the Kill Tony regulars who are all bigger draws than any of you. And it's like, that's your barometer for a good comedian? You think David Lucas is better than Colin Quinn?
Your barometer is also all these LA comics that moved 3 months ago.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, like, there's plenty to criticize Tony about, but the idea that Reggie Watts would have gone up on Kill Tony and been like, "Boo! You're not making fun of trannies." Like, it doesn't happen. They want that to be the case so badly, and it's not.
Hold on, time stamping that, and all right, there we go.
He would have been like making up a genius song in the moment, and then you would have someone be like, I don't know, it's a little whatever. It's like, fuck that shit.
No, the
You know,
problem, what Tony would have done is said, you're better than Bo Burnham. You're the greatest who ever lived. And Reggie Watts would be on every week.
Here's
and
a
have to
big joke book.
he would have to come up with a minute of new shit every week, and it would have ruined him.
Yeah.
So, like, in a way, he is right about saying it ruins some comedians. But he's just approaching it from such a wrong angle. And again, the reason people attack Tony from the wrong angle is because they're doing it with bitterness. Well, we might talk about Marin later, too, with Brendan Schaub. But, like, some of these guys, because it's coming from anger, it creates blind spots that I'm able to see, ironically. They're not approaching it from an angle of like reality or looking at it with any objectivity. It's just, I hate this guy, fuck him, he's ruining comedy. And again, shitting on Kill Tony is like saying American Idol ruined music. Like there was never another good musician after American Idol. It's like, no, American Idol might have produced some dog shit and some hack ways of going about it, but you can still have artists that didn't come through there. That's crazy.
We wouldn't have Ruben Studdard without that show.
That's a good point.
Music has very little to do with that show, Mike.
Ruben Studdard, the Hans Kim of American Idol.
Exactly. Or the Cam
it's
Patterson, I guess.
Yeah.
A little whatever. It's like, fuck that shit. You know, like someone do a show where they encourage people to do bits.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
You're doing a show, you're on a show where you're literally saying, fuck a show that gives comedians opportunities. Like, you don't see the hypocrisy in that? I yelled about this with Jeselnik and Marin and all these guys. You don't understand the hypocrisy of saying, I think Kill Tony is too hard on comedians. So fuck him. It shouldn't exist. Like, it's a little hypocritical. So that's my issue with that. So I think Adam Pally is another one of these guys who's gotten a little too big for his britches. And hey, guys, go create something. Like, I'm sure Bo Burnham is a genius voice. He's made 2 things in a decade. Like, start creating some shit that's better than Kill Tony if you want to. When's the last time one of these guys has broken through with I'm waiting for a generational comedy movie or TV show, or even the last like great special. I mean, Live in Austin, maybe? Like, what's the last like truly generational special? That's not Tony Hinchcliffe's fault. Go make one, Adam Pally, or whoever. You know, whoever that is. And again, this idea that there's no, I don't know what their issue is, that there's no liberal voices in comedy.
I was going to say they saw the
Schaub, John Mulaney, there's a laundry list of them.
They saw the president thing with Trump and Biden on Kill Tony, and they were making fun of Biden the whole time. So now all the libs are pissed at the show.
But it's making fun of Trump also.
Yeah, but they don't see that because Trump's the cool one in that show.
And again, if you want to get into that and say, oh, it's lame that Tony Hinchcliffe opened a political rally, like, sure, there's an argument there. That has nothing to do with the popularity of the show. It has nothing to do with why it's on Netflix. And it's not the only show out there. There's plenty of other shit. Like, they're mad that Tony made a lot of money. And that's a very sad place to, focus your criticism from.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, super chat.
Got one here. It's from DJ Electra. Casey lies. He did not double check it with me. How dare you? How dare you?
Is that true? You threw her under the bus?
I did, and I lied.
Sad.
But I'm honest about it now. Where'd you like to go now, Mike?
Well, I just mentioned it. Let's talk about Brendan Schaub, who, I don't know, may end up with lawsuits on his hands after this rant. But I kind of agree with him. As always, it's very difficult for me to stomach when Brendan Schaub is talking about loyalty and friendship sitting next to Chris D'Elia, who he threw under the bus, 8 minutes after D'Elia's allegations came out.
Yeah, but 48 minutes after he was back.
Brendan wept and said it was like a guy died. So it's hard for me to hear Brendan. That should be the clip that plays every time Brendan talks about loyalty. Is Brendan go, I can't talk. So it's a little hard for me to get on board, but ultimately I think I kind of agree with him. They're talking Eric Griffin on the Golden Hour with Chris D'Elia, Brendan Schaub, and Eric Griffin. Eric Griffin brings up the Schultz versus Santino beef. When Schultz went on Rogan and kind of called out Santino for being like, hey, this guy's your boy. He has Marin on to just shit on you, and he pushes back not even a little bit. Like, that's kind of lame of Santino. And I agree with Schultz. So Eric Griffin brings that up and says, like, oh, Schultz shouldn't be doing that publicly on a podcast. And then Brendan fires off his take about it.
I whatever. It's all.
I know this is like
he's got to feel like fucking shit right now.
But all this, but again, but all of this, I just don't like. I don't like none of the stuff that's happening. I don't like how Mark Maron talks about people.
It's terrible.
I don't like
dude.
how Jesselnick talks about people.
I don't like the oversharing.
Yeah,
like it's just like I would come home. I'm gonna be mad at my wife. I'm like, first of all, you embarrassed me. Second of all, you got to talk about getting fucked in the ass. Like, did you think that was good content? Do you you're trying to sign brands? Do you think these brands see you talking about popping your pussy with white frat boys and getting fucked in the ass?
Is this even the right clip? I feel like he's talking about Akaash Singh.
It sounds like he's talking about Akaash Singh.
I don't know if this is the right clip, but let's continue.
You think that's a way to make money?
And that's why she only made $600.
Correct.
Yeah, but women are.
This is my fault, everyone, by the way. I cut these.
We're in trouble.
Uh-oh.
I put them in order. I put them in order as they sent to me. I'm not going to throw cake under the bus. I will take the blame. I'm going to just take the blame.
Stop it.
No. The timestamps are off or something. Like, I didn't want any. I didn't want this. I don't know what this is.
All right, let's try the next one. Maybe.
Yeah. All right, let's try the next one. There's no way that's going to be right, but.
All right. Loyalty. Let's give it a try.
Yeah, let's assume this is correct.
The point was that, Andrew goes on
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Rogan. He basically,
know what?
really helped him blow.
Let's start this over. Can we go back a little bit? Maybe it's just like the beginning of that or something.
Sure. So here is about 30 seconds in.
A way to make money?
And that's why she only made
That's where we
$600.
were. Okay. So
Correct.
Yeah, but women are in control of their own bodies, and they can be powerful if they want to. You know what I mean? So they can talk about. But then it's when it comes to bite them in the ass, they're like, "What the fuck?" It's like, well, you.
All right, I
That's
don't
a
know.
weird thing.
And I'm not talking about her.
Cut this all out. When you put the clip up, cut that part out.
No, we gotta be transparent.
I don't know what the fuck that was. It's always good to hear Chris's take on women and getting too mouthy. But
Maybe that's what you were thinking.
here's Brendan talking. Let's see if this is because this is right before.
okay,
I wouldn't even give them a platform. But they decided to, so we just got to be like, oh, it's all
Well,
good.
what
It's
happened was
harmless. I think
Merritt-
it's hoe behavior. I think it's
That
hoe
is-
shit. I think it's soft. I think it's what's
Is that
wrong.
it?
Yeah, back up a little then.
Okay.
does that?
So let's say you
Okay. Here we go.
brought Mark Maron on this show
Yeah.
and he started going bad on Rogan. I promise you, I wouldn't add to it, or I wouldn't even give him a platform. But they decided to, so we just got to be like, oh, it's all
Well,
good.
what
It's
happened was
harmless. I think
Merritt-
it's hoe behavior. I think it's hoe shit. I think it's soft. I think it's what's wrong with comedy.
Well, what happened?
So I think there's a lot to be said for what Brendan is saying. Now, here's where he amps himself up so much throughout this that I think it might end up getting Brendan in some trouble. It's ill-advised. I think Brendan takes it too far. He's not a particularly bright man, never has been. So let's see where he ends up going with this.
The point was that, Andrew goes on Rogan. He basically, really helped him blow up. And it's like, yo, have your friends back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
That's how it should work.
now I understand that. But my thing is like, for me personally, I think that I hope he called him and said something to him.
Right.
Like if you really feel that way, then you call your guy and go, yo, man, what you doing? But to go on like the
Even though Andrew
Even if
Schultz
you agree
is
with
right.
it.
Even though Andrew Schultz
Even
is right.
even
you
if
think
he's
Schultz
right.
is absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, no,
absolutely
I-
right.
yeah,
saying
I-
even if
I
he's
agree.
I would
right.
assume knowing Santino, he didn't
agree.
do this for a lot of people, and I love Santino. I would assume he called Rogan and was like, dude, I didn't know it was going to go down like that. Knowing Rogan, he'd be like, it's all good, man. It's all good. Because he's untouchable.
Really? I
but
would
for
think
those
Rogan
that
would
aren't,
write him off.
for those
No,
that
'cause he had him
aren't,
on the
it's-
That's very interesting to me. Dalia, a little kind of throwing that in under his breath because Dalia's not on Rogan anymore. I like the idea that in Dalia's mind, like, really, that's what Rogan does. The second you're accused of pedophilia, he writes you off. Like that's the same thing. Like Dalia has acted like he was canceled the same way a lot of other guys have been for tweeting or making a joke. Like there are people that have accused you of some awful things, Chris. And again, if he's not guilty of those, that fucking sucks that happened to him.
Right.
Because if you look at some of the allegations in that Rolling Stone article, and they're not necessarily known for their journalism, and nothing ever came up. There was like, oh, there's FBI investigations. Nothing ever came of that. So maybe Chris is totally innocent. But if you look at some of those accusations, it's more than just like, she was 17 when I started talking to her, and then I waited till she was 18. It's more than just that if you look at all the allegations. And Chris has never really addressed any of that. So for him to like lump Rogan in with these people, it's like, Rogan would just write him off if he talked to Mark Maron or if he was accused of forcing a girl to suck his dick even though she was crying. And I said, just do whatever I say and everything will be all right. Like those allegations are a little darker than just like he tweeted the F word in 2013.
fucked up.
No. Oh, Rogan would write off Santino after that. I'm sorry.
No, but I'm saying that interview happened with Mark Maron, and then recently Santino was on Rogan promoting his special.
Oh, then it doesn't matter.
No, they have. He came on Rogan before that.
Yeah, that's what I
That
thought.
came out after.
Pause. Not only is Brendan Schaub wrong, he's wrong to the detriment of his argument.
It's amazing.
His argument makes no sense if Santino was on Rogan first. Because his whole thing is like, he went on, he talked with Maron, and then like he acted like everything was all good with Rogan. That makes no sense. Like Eric Griffin is correct Bad Friends had Maron on. They shit talked Rogan. Santino didn't push back at all. Really, he didn't add to it, but he didn't defend Rogan at all. And then later that month or the next month, something like that, Santino was on Rogan, and it didn't really get mentioned. And and Rogan confirmed that with Andrew Schultz, and they laughed about it. So Brendan arguing this makes no sense. I think he just got lost as to where Eric Griffin was coming from.
After Eric,
but that's what I would think, rather, because I wouldn't.
I know for a
wouldn't
fact.
think that.
No,
Rogan's
I don't
pretty.
know. Let's check the timeline of that. I think.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
Who cares, honestly? But
No. But it does matter.
Oh,
It does
okay.
matter.
It does matter, yeah.
Because it lends to the point so
Yeah, it
that I
does,
don't think
and Eric is right.
Rogan cares.
No,
but I don't.
I'm-
But my thing is like you don't. The dude that's almost a billionaire doesn't need defense. You know.
Yeah, I get.
I
that,
disagree.
yeah.
No,
You
it's
know?
not about money. You're missing it. It's
No,
not
it's
about
about-
money.
yeah, no, I
It's
agree.
about being a good friend.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I guarantee if I go on a podcast, they talk shit about Chris, Brian, you, Jeff Dye, my Rogan. It ain't going. Whoa, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
what
I
the
don't,
fuck
and
you
I
talking
don't-
about?
I always think it's weird when, because it's like, dude, there's
I don't know
no.
if Jeff Dye wants to be put into that category. You know, he's like, I just scam people out of some money on a GoFundMe. Don't lump me in with 2 alleged rapists. If someone talks about Brian Callen, Chris D'Elia, Jeff Dye, Jeff's like, whoa, take it easy.
There's no loyalty or friendship with comics. Zero.
Zero.
Right?
That's not true.
Zero.
Well, no. You're saying you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No. I know. But here, let me finish what I was going to say. There is at base. There's none. And so if that's what being a comic is, then that's not what I am, bro. I'm a person first. Like I'm gonna have your
It's
back.
weird because I get where these guys, I'm a person first. How big of you, Chris? How deep? Like Chris wouldn't be one of these comics distancing himself from other people if he didn't go through what he went through. Chris was more Hollywood than any of them. What the fuck is he talking about? Okay. But this idea that people like distance themselves from Chris D'Elia, like it's an interesting argument because no one ever really respected Brendan or Chris. Like really. I think Chris probably a little more so. And people probably were more phony to Chris's face because he had a lot of opportunities on TV and stuff like that. So I kind of get where he's coming from. Brendan, all people ever did to him wrong is like say he was bad at comedy, which is true. Like that wasn't being disloyal. It was just a fact. It would actually be way crazier when guys would be like, no, I think Brendan is a good comic. Like you saw when they put Ari Shaffir on the lie detector on Legion of Skanks and asked him if Brendan was a funny comedian. Like he didn't know what to say. He's just like, I like the guy, but fucking no. You know what I mean? So like this idea that they're disloyal to them, Chris was accused of pedophilia. Again, it might not be true, but people were like, oh, Jesus Christ. And there were some things to back that up. And then when Chris came back, he was like, hey, listen, he got me dead to rights. I cheated on my wife. And I think to a lot of people that was like, oh, like maybe there's something weird going on here. I don't know. I don't blame people for being like, I guess I don't want to associate with Chris D'Elia anymore. That's not that crazy to me. It's not this, like I think there's an argument to be had that people are just like trying to ride coattails and climb and they're fake. They're one way to your face and a different way behind your back. I just don't think these are the two best representatives of that argument.
Dude, I'm not gonna like. There's no fucking dude. If I'm friends with Rogan and I know Mark Maron hates Rogan, I'm not gonna have him on my podcast.
You're not coming
Period.
on.
That's just not happening.
I'm not going to give.
I think you should do the opposite. I think you should have him on and question him about that stuff.
No, definitely. But he's like, please let me back in your world.
I would defend Rogan, but like this is where people are cowards. Is none of them, and it's why I agree with Schultz. In that moment, Andrew Santino couldn't push back at all on Maron. Like Maron saying this guy is the reason for comedy being in shambles, and Andrew Santino is living in a fucking mansion because of Joe Rogan and has nothing to say to that. Like there's no element of loyalty or so that's where like they are right. Again, they're wrong the way they're approaching it, kind of, but they're dumb guys, you know. So like I agree with them in spirit. I think is what I'm trying to say. But like it's amazing to me that so many people's instinct is like, don't even have them on. No, have them on and talk about it, because ultimately, like we did that episode where we broke down the old WTF with Joe Rogan when they talked out their issues. And by the end of it, Marin's like, he's a good guy. I like him. And then Marin just forgets he said that and goes back to hating him. But point being, like, when people talk this stuff out, they're usually not that far apart. It's just they constantly bitch through the media. Like in public, they bitch about each other, and it just makes things worse.
I'm going to let you use my platform to shit on my buddy who has done more for you than anybody else out there.
Period.
Or let me just be the voice of a different type of feeling here. If he's on there, I think Schultz's point to me was, hey, say something in that moment.
Yeah, which I agree with.
Now Brian and Chris.
Okay, yeah. So this is again where like they're in a category. Brendan always tries to make it seem like they made a joke that was over the line, or they supported Trump and they got canceled. It's like, well, they were both accused of rape, but all right.
Yeah, but those guys don't keep the same energy for everybody because Rogan's the king.
I get it.
You know, if that makes sense.
Of course, yeah.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is this, like,
where's this
it's easy
energy
to
for
defend.
Brian?
I'm
Where's
saying
this energy for Brian who had on? I can go through the list who we've
that's what
had
I'm saying.
on
That's
before they made it.
You know what,
Yeah.
Brendan? That's the first thing I thought. The first thing
What
I
are they
thought
gonna
was
do? Like, what were people gonna do for Brian? That lady's a liar. Like, what were they going to do in that situation? Now, with Chris, I do think it's a little different because people jumped to a lot of conclusions. People took screenshots that were kind of out of context and were like, oh, he's a pedophile for sure. Like, there was a lot of that going on. So I do get Brendan's argument ultimately, but like, it's such a different thing when you're talking about a real serious crime as opposed to, not having a guy's back. Like people that didn't have Anthony's back when he got fired from Sirius, That's very different than what Brian and Chris went through.
like, oh, well, where was this energy for Chris? Where was this energy when all that stuff was going on?
You guys just write Chris off? You just need to write Brian off?
They probably thought he was guilty. What were they going to do? No, he's never. Chris and young girls, never. No, there's no way. They don't want that video of them defending him if he's found guilty. Like, I get that.
All that. Because I just go, oh,
I do think the opposite. Sorry to keep interrupting.
Oh no.
I do think the opposite is also crazy, where they threw him under the bus immediately. Like where this was a guy that Whitney Cummings had on her TV show and would have on her podcast and all this stuff, and then immediately was like, fuck him. Like, so I do get that element. But like the idea of coming out and publicly saying Chris D'Elia is innocent, that's just a fairy tale. That wasn't going to happen, nor should it.
Oh, so that's what I'm saying. It's easy to defend the guy that doesn't need
but
defense.
Eric, the reason they're defending him because Rogan, it is what it is, human nature. But the reason they're defending Rogan because he can still help them. Chris can't, I can't, Brian can't.
Right.
The big three in rape. Brian and Chris went through something that, if they are innocent, has to be so destructive to your life in a way that we can't imagine, and hopefully we'll never have to. Like, if Brian and Chris were falsely accused of rape or pedophilia or whatever they were accused of, that has to be like mind-blowing to go through, where you're like, I didn't do this and everyone thinks it's true. That's crazy. And Brendan always lumps himself into that category where he's like, you two went through that, and people on Reddit called me stupid and said Gringo Poppy sucked. It's like, that's not the same thing, Brendan. You did not go through the same experience they did.
They're the monstars of rape.
They sure are.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't get it twisted.
Period. Yeah.
No. Listen,
They
man.
don't care about anyone.
Yeah.
No.
But
if Rogan
that's
fell
what I'm
off, they
saying.
wouldn't
I
care
do.
about him.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, like, again, it's hard for me to with these guys. I fundamentally disagree with them on a lot of stuff, but I think they are making some good points. Like, would Schultz be as worried for Rogan and Santino talking shit about him? Would Schultz be that worried if Rogan was not making money on this podcast? You know what I mean? Like, would Andrew Schultz go on this nobody Joe Rogan's podcast and be like, hey, you shouldn't let Mark Maron talk shit about you like that, you know? Would Maron give a fuck? Would Maron go on every podcast if Joe Rogan wasn't making $250 million from Spotify? So I do think they are bringing up some good points.
Next one here is violence. Last one.
Okay, this is where Brendan loses me a little bit. Again, I'm on his side, but Brendan, you might not want to have said this into a microphone. This is probably ill-advised. He's already dealing with lots of legal trouble. I don't think Mark Maron's a litigious man, but this could get Brendan in some hot water. This was really dumb of him to say.
What to me, and he was like, "Yo, man, I'm not bitter. I'm not jealous. At the worst, I'm old." And I was like, "Mark, if it looks like
No, you're a bitter bitch.
No,
but
no.
here's the thing: the way it works in the world I come from is Mark Maron, with all the shit talk he's talking about, with all the Rogan verse, and you guys aren't going to condone this. He needs to get fucking punched in the face. That's how this should go.
Well, behind a mic,
if you're
it's
going to
easy.
talk all this shit,
Behind a mic,
and you
it's
get
easy.
physically assaulted, you're going to stop.
Right.
You fucking cuck. Go complain to your cats.
Stop.
Oh boy.
Brendan, stop saying he should get assaulted.
One of us.
If he's saying like, "Hey, the world I come from," if he said I would have gotten punched in the face for running my mouth like that, that's different. He's saying someone should punch Mark Maron in the face, and he doesn't stop there. He keeps going.
I like the image though of someone beating the shit out of Maron, going, "This is for Papa."
Well, he's opened himself up. Here's the thing: is Brendan has a legion of people that like to fuck with him, and he has opened himself up. Listen to the rest of this clip. But this is not wise of Brendan.
Go do your shitty comedy and go back into your dungeon.
Well, see, this is
Fuck
somebody.
that, dude. I'm done being nice to him, and I was a fan of Mark.
I get it, dude. I understand. I get people. I would say people on on the base level need to get punched in the face more. I would
Yes.
say. I'm not. Do I condone somebody punching Mark Maron? No, but like it's like
I do.
I understand.
What? Brendan, stop! Stop, Brendan.
He loves lawsuits.
Dalia throws him a lifeline.
Yeah.
And Dalia actually turns it into like a good point. Like, hey, now a lot of people talk shit because they don't have the fear of getting punched in the face. There's no like physical repercussions or anything, so people act tougher on a microphone. That's what Dalia turns the argument into. And Brendan's like, no. Someone should punch him in the face.
For some reason, this got personal for Brendan Schaub.
Well, because I think he's kind of doing the opposite of what all these guys are doing and overcompensating in defending Rogan to be like, hey, I'm your guy, Joe. Look, who's the most loyal dog?
Let me back to the mothership.
Yeah, let me do 5 minutes.
I think it's worth hearing that one more time.
okay, in the face more. I would
Yes.
say. I'm not. Do I condone somebody punching Mark Maron? No, but like it's like
I do.
I understand what. Well, look, it's that whole thing.
And
I do.
smart of them, Dalia and Eric Griffin, to just be like, let's move on. Let's just blow past this and hope nobody heard it. I do. Now, Brendan, don't you realize, and it would be so wrong if someone did it. No one should do this, but there's fucking maniacs out there that hate Brendan and now have an opening to be like, oh, I'm doing this in the name of Brendan Schaub. He told me to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just stupid to talk like that into a microphone. You're a fucking broadcaster for 15 years.
I'm proud of his comedic timing there more than anything. He actually hit a note. It was nice.
Oh, Brendan, he never learns. But I mean, like, it's interesting to hear them. Like, it's rare you turn on the golden hour and you get some good points. So I tip my cap because they did make some good points in there. Ultimately, I don't agree with all of them, but I think there's something to be said for what they're saying and comedians being phony in a lot of regards.
I have 2% left on my battery, so I think it's time for me to dip out, fellas.
It's
All
been
right,
a
we'll read this. Read this
Yay,
one super chat, Craig.
chats. Okay.
Then get out of here.
Wait, sounds like he really wants to.
Backdoor Benji. Whole gang's here. Hi, DJ Electra. Red Heart.
Yay.
Hello.
Get out of here.
That's Craigie.
All right.
That is Craig. Bye,
His
Craigers.
new
Everyone,
sign off.
give it to Craigers.
I don't understand. Is his computer broken in a way that he just can't charge it?
Yeah. A charging cable or charging port goes out. Sometimes then you can only like charge it 13% a day. And so we got 13% of Craigers today.
Oh, it's nice. It's nice to get any dose of Craig, I always say.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Well, we have the SINGH'S, no apostrophe, left, or KACYTRON. Which one would you like?
Let's do this KACYTRON thing. Sorry to disappoint people. Kayla will not be joining us for this. She's not well, apparently. So I'll soldier through this by myself. But I just wanted to update people because we talked about the Ethan Klein lawsuit. Me and Kaylee did a blind mic investigation, or whatever we called it, a few months ago, and talked about the Ethan Klein lawsuit. And I thought it was really interesting. And KACYTRON, if I'm not mistaken, Casey, you might have to correct me on this. KACYTRON was the most insufferable character of the three, right? Am I thinking of the right person?
Yes, a true lolcow.
Yeah. Yeah, she was very goofy, and this lawsuit, if you guys don't know, I suggest you go back and watch the episode that we did about Ethan Klein. And it all stems from his beef with Hassan Piker, and very interesting. There's a lot of layers to this. But the lawsuit is ultimately KACYTRON, Frogan, and Denims are three big Twitch streamers, and they're kind of Team Hassan in that whole feud. They streamed Ethan Klein's broadcast, a show that Ethan Klein was doing, and they promoted it like, hey, watch it on our channel so you don't have to watch it on Ethan's. And not only did they do that, so they stream sniped him, but not only that, they did it in a way where they never really commented on it. Like, to make it transformative content, you're supposed to stop the video. Like, people get angry, like, that we stop the video. That's the focus of these videos, is my commentary. If you don't like it, just watch the full video. But also, you can't do that. You can't just play someone's clips straight through and be like, this was my content. And so that's what KACYTRON and Denims and Frogan, among others, did. And they spoke very arrogantly about it, which is what makes this video so interesting. They were like, fuck Ethan Klein. We're going to take him down. And Ethan Klein said, hey, you can't do that. You can't make my content your content. So I'm going to sue all of you. And we talked about this at great length because it could set a lot of precedent for how YouTube does things in the future. Now, my understanding is Frogan and Denims still plan, at least the last I saw, they still plan on taking this thing all the way. Like, they're going to continue to fight this. KACYTRON did not have that same bravery. So it's interesting to hear her change of tune here in this video.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a apology video that Ethan Klein said as part of the settlement that she had to make. So this is like under duress, kind of.
And to be clear, I said this a lot in the episode that we did, but I don't like Ethan Klein. I find Ethan Klein very annoying.
He's awful.
He's dominating this lawsuit.
He's dunking in her face.
He's winning at every turn, and it's hard to disagree with him. Like, I tried to play devil's advocate when we did the breakdown of it as to why I do aspects of Ethan Klein I didn't agree with. It's hard because he's so right on this one. And he is just pissing in all their faces here. And this is KACYTRON eating her serving of humble pie.
But before that, like, the coolest thing that Ethan Klein did, and I hate him, is that he went through her donation list to her GoFundMe and thanked each individual person for their donation to him, because all that money went to him. So he's like, imagine in whatever community you're in, if your hater thanked you and took all the money. Oh my God, that's got to be painful. All right, here we go. Sorry.
So, first of all, my intention of this statement is not to blame Ethan Klein or accuse him of malicious conduct. So please refrain from making any hateful posts about him. If he
to be clear,
believes
she was the one doing that originally. That's why that statement is in there. Is she was claiming that he was doing that stuff to her. So of course they made her put this disclaimer out there.
I love how lawyers sober people up, man. It's fun to watch.
He has a copyright
if you're
claim
watching this,
here.
you haven't seen our breakdown of Ethan Klein, you got to go watch that to really appreciate this. These people were bebopping and scatting all over Ethan Klein. They were loving, they were having a field day, essentially saying, we're going to steal your content. And Ethan Klein was like, well, no, that's my content. I would like to keep it, please. And it was interesting talking about this case as someone who breaks down other shows the way I do. Where at first you're like, oh, is this ultimately going to result? That was my main concern. Like, is this going to result in eventually you can't play clips of other shows on YouTube? Because that's what would happen in theory is people would overreact and just, blanket shut down everything. No more playing other people's clips. It's too much of a headache. We don't want lawsuits, that type of a thing. Ethan Klein was very clear, and I appreciated this. He was very clear in saying he's not trying to shut down reaction channels or anything like that. He just wants to say, you can't play my video from start to finish and add no commentary, not transform it at all. And so KACYTRON was very arrogant about this. And listen to this tone now. It's great.
Is entitled to pursue it. My intention is to shed some light on the financial strain this is causing me and my family, and also why I made a settlement offer to Ethan. So when this lawsuit began, it was unclear how myself and my family were going to survive this. It is only due to the unbelievable generosity of others that I have been able to afford the devastating financial effects of this lawsuit. I will forever be grateful for the kindness and support that I've received during this dark time in my life.
This is someone who said, let's ruin Ethan Klein. Let's shut him down. Don't give Ethan any of the money. Come over to my channel. She was literally trying to steal from Ethan Klein. And now she's like, the devastation of my fan, it was too much. I can imagine one person trying to handle that. Oh, it is kind of nice when you see someone so arrogantly going after someone when they are wrong, and then them having to just eat it this way is kind of funny.
She should be forced to cut in clips of her arrogance, just so we know.
Yes, this is how I've learned and grown through this process. And it's
Here I was real bad.
Smoking weed, watching Ethan.
Yeah. Studying game tape. We're going to break down the tape. Why it was terrible. That would be amazing.
We have raised just over $49,000 on my GoFundMe. I have also contributed another $5,000 from various marathons and fundraising, bringing the total up to $54,000.
Marathons? Hey, let's go. Let's have a run for KACYTRON to be able to play Ethan Klein's clips. There's a cancer 5K down the street, but we thought this was more important.
All of these funds were deposited into a separate bank account that I opened exclusively for legal expenses. None of these funds have been used for any personal expense. They have been used exclusively for my legal fees. These funds are not going to last much longer, given the needs of the litigation and the work that is being done to defend against Ethan Klein's lawsuit. In September, I made a settlement offer to Ethan for $17,500. This offer was publicly revealed by Ethan to his Instagram followers. This settlement offer that I made was in no way, shape, or form an attempt to make a payday. It was because the looming threat of financial ruin is a stress that I would not...
How would it be a payday for her if she's paying him $17,000?
It's the worst payday I've ever gotten. $17,000.
When I offered this guy $17,000, this was not me trying to cash in. Let's not mistake that.
She's confusing.
Wish on to anyone. My mother, father, and sister all struggle with disability and housing instability. They are my family and they depend on me. Just this month, like many other low-income Americans, my mother and disabled sister had their food stamps taken away.
It also feels necessary. None of our business.
Gross.
Current political climate, the future of funding for other...
My girlfriend is stealing something and someone sues her. Like if she does something wrong and gets sued for it and is like, my boyfriend's blind, I'd be like, hey, leave me out of this, lady.
I think you got to give her that one. You get one get out of jail blind card.
What the fuck did I do to be dragged into this?
Their assistance is uncertain. I cannot afford to fail them. I simply want this nightmare to be over so that I can go back to providing my family with my full support. Ethan Klein is suing me.
The next video after this, I wish I could remember the title, but it's like, KACYTRON eats buffalo chicken or something like that. It's like some wacky KACYTRON is hula hooping or some silly. It's funny. It's just funny to watch having to go to this. And I always say that, isn't it enough just to like comment on people rather than having to get involved in their real lives? You know, like what? Maybe I'm being naive. Like maybe eventually I'll get sued for something, but like decide just stay out of lawsuits. It doesn't seem that difficult. Maybe I'm naive here. Maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem that hard to not get sued by these idiots.
Or if you do something wrong, don't quadruple down on it while drinking box wine.
Right. Exactly. That's the real thing. And she was like, I fucking dare you to sue me, Ethan.
Yes. He did.
For $150,000, which is the maximum damages for malicious copyright infringement. I
should
believe
say,
it.
as I'm thinking about it now, I'm realizing that there's idiots that'll just sue you for anything, like Stuttering John. So that's I guess the opposite of what we're talking about here. I guess don't do things that should get you sued. There are wild cards like John that'll just they were making fun of me. I'm going to drag them through court now.
I can't wait till John sues a blind man. Oh, that'll be what a day that'll
Wouldn't that be something?
It is highly unlikely that a court would find me liable for copyright infringement at all, and certainly not malicious copyright infringement. My offer was tied to the maximum damages for normal copyright infringement, which has a maximum damage of $30,000. Considering it is unlikely there are any damages at all that I could have caused, even if...
You hear that, G.D. Fenderson? Cha-ching! 30,000 a pop.
G. Fenderson texted me on Thanksgiving. Said Happy Thanksgiving.
What? Oh, that's nice of him. He stole your show name.
Yeah.
You see that?
Oh yeah, I did.
Why are now people laughing?
What? Yeah. What is your laughter or something?
What is making you laugh?
Yeah. I saw that. Go to town, GD.
if I am found liable for copyright infringement. My offer of $17,500 felt very generous. For me, that is a lot of money, and it would have come directly from my own pocket. On this note, I want to clarify that any donations that I have received are being used for my legal defense costs against Ethan, nothing else. These funds will not be a part of any settlement offer. And
I love that everyone knows KACYTRON, so she has to say that like 10 times. I'm not using this for partying. Guys, not partying.
Oh, is that something people speculated, that maybe she was spending some of the GoFundMe money?
It's her. You have to. Listen, KACYTRON, her lawyer's like, everyone knows you're a little crazy out there. Hit this point multiple times. You're not using this money.
I want to know if she's spending any money on all these disabled people she has to take care of. That can get costly.
That family is a bunch of leeches. My God.
Yeah.
In the event,
if you're dependent on KACYTRON to get your daily life going,
I don't understand. She's keeping the entire family afloat.
The entire Trons,
and they all rely on her. I don't get
all
it.
the Trons rely on KACYTRON.
that we were to settle, I will take responsibility for any settlement, and any remaining funds would go towards the remaining parties that are also being sued by Ethan. I have no intention to keep any money from this fundraising for any personal use whatsoever.
Again, hit it again.
If we are unable to reach a settlement soon, this could stretch all the way to December of next year and cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawyers' fees through the end of the trial. To be clear, I don't make anywhere near this kind of money. Like most Americans, I live paycheck to paycheck.
Right? This was made before, but Ethan accepted, right?
I believe so, yeah, because part of the acceptance was he got her entire GoFundMe, and then he was, as I said, reading the list of donations going, oh, thank you, QQXicon, you hate me. Thank you for your $3,000.
Yeah. And Ethan put out a statement where he's like, hey, it's over, don't go after KACYTRON, any of that stuff. It's over amicably, blah, blah, blah. He had to do that legally also. Like, he couldn't then harass her while he's counting her money, basically.
Correct. But he did say, I am going to use this money irresponsibly. Thank you. I don't have to be like you.
Back. I do not have any personal savings. Over the years, I've been stretched very thin because I help support multiple family members. I want to make it clear to Ethan, I will gladly set aside my ego and do whatever is necessary and consistent with my principles to resolve this matter and get back to what matters most to me. Helping my family in this devastating financial climate.
Because remember, they're all disabled. None of them can get around on their own. I'm the only one with functioning legs.
It is making a lot of sense why she is so lol-cally. I came from a family of tards. I take care of them all.
Yeah, we might have to look into KACYTRON now a little bit, because it is funny now, especially having this, where it's like, this is serious KACYTRON. It'll be funny to see what content she goes back into now.
It's a good starting point, and now she feels free, so that is going to be fun.
I feel deeply...
You or Electra, could you look up, if you go to her channel, this video was posted like a week ago or 10 days ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what the next video was after that. If
just the title?
Yeah. Keep playing this clip. I remember finding the next couple videos pretty funny.
Shit, I don't see it on her YouTube. I don't see her apology on her YouTube, so I wonder if she just put this out.
I'm pretty sure that's where I got it.
All right, let me look.
Guilty even asking for community funding during such difficult times because I realize I'm asking for help from people who are also facing financial hardships.
You are?
Since this lawsuit was announced, it has resulted in a barrage of hate and harassment.
Why would you target people that are facing financial hardship? I also turned to people who don't have any money and said, could you give me some money, please?
It's called
Like,
busking.
they were like, fine.
Grab a guitar, KACYTRON. Get a hat and a guitar. I've done it. It's not that bad.
That has been incredibly mentally taxing. Every day across all of my social media, I am relentlessly reminded that my life could be ruined, that myself and my family could wind up living on the streets, that Ethan is going to foreclose on my home. All realities that feel very real to me right now, and all being used by hateful onlookers to push me into killing myself.
Especially because the family...
The thought of dealing with the constant dox...
Yes.
Again, none of them work, so they'll all be homeless with me, I guess.
Yeah, Electra, help me find this, because all I find is... Yeah, I think she did it on Twitch, and then it got streamed on Reddits and stuff, but her YouTube is just weird stuff and nothing recent. It looks like she kind of cleaned her page up.
Oh, she might have... Maybe we got this just in the nick of time, then.
Yeah, I think that, because I'm looking at like 2 years, 3 years ago stuff, so everything in the last 2 years is gone.
Gotcha, okay.
But I might not be looking in the right place, so
okay.
I'm not a...
Threats to my life and harassment for another year is extremely dark. This treatment wears on a person, and it has left me feeling extremely drained, isolated, and depressed. Moving forward, I'll continue to provide any updates on any future developments. It may end up being a long road, and I'm going to be working hard to keep up with the legal fees every month for as long as is necessary if this litigation is not settled soon.
Who is that, do you think? From like a legal standpoint, why is that in there?
I don't know, maybe
for me, I can't afford it. Right?
Yeah, maybe she is going to claim some hardship when he accepts. I don't know. Like, that makes no sense.
Or a
Why
plea to Ethan's emotional side, where it's like, oh, gee, I didn't realize you can't afford it.
Well, that's what the disabled family members hint has been this whole time. You know, like
right. That's what, like from a legal state. Like if a lawyer, I assume, wrote this, what is the benefit of like making us feel bad for her? Why is that in there?
Well, because if it does go to court, you might want some empathy, and she abodes very little empathy.
I bet Kaylee would have had a great answer for that. Imagine if she was here. Wouldn't that be fun?
I don't know. I'd be staring probably at her tits, so I wouldn't hear much. Sorry. That's how I am, Mike. I'm a man.
Change my GoFundMe goal to better reflect the cost of this sort of litigation. Again, these funds are exclusively for my lawyer fees. This is not money that will go towards any sort of settlement or to any of my personal expenses. Please consider donating or even signing up for a monthly donation. Check out any of my links below. You can also support by tuning into any of my live streams on social media. Even just some
good plug at the end. Go to blindmike.net. So everyone's very disabled, but please, we're live every Sunday at 10. So people, please support. You get early access and bonus content. And I'm devastated.
So the last 4 videos before the apology, these were a few months ago. Can I name 100 LGBTQ people?
That's what I mean. That's the great part about this. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yeah.
Positivity in the sea of negativity means everything right now. Thank you all so much for listening to my side of the story. And again, thank you all for the love and support.
All right. Now, RuPaul.
Yes. Gay icons from the past is
Neil
the next one.
Harris.
I love she's in the picture. She's panicking because she's like at 90 and she can't name 10 more gays.
Come
I have
on.
to do this.
Think of a few homos. Come on, Casey.
Oh, that's so craigy.
Can we watch that video for a second?
do you want it? Really?
Yeah. Bring it up and go like halfway through and just see.
All right. Well, give me a second.
Already a mess today. Why not?
Yeah, no problem. Just vamp a little bit so I can bring this up because
I'm just thinking of what that could be. Like, what? Can she do it? Can she name 100 of them?
Oh, yes. Hold on one sec. I got to switch out of your account because someone won't buy YouTube Premium.
I don't understand. I have YouTube Premium.
Oh, you do? Oh, I think it may be just on your own account here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So here it goes. Name 100 LGBTQ people challenge. There it is. And let me bring up my screen share. Boom, boom, boom.
Just go like halfway through. I want to see where she is. Like
Okay.
midstream. How many gays she's
Pee Wee Herman.
What?
I just stopped in the middle and she goes, Pee Wee Herman, and started typing.
Was he openly gay? I know he had some
I think he came,
articles.
I think he came out at the end or near the end, but yeah, like
Oh, good for
he was.
Pee-wee.
Yeah, good for you.
Okay, that's
This is where it's getting hard.
I imagine. Oh, so this is literally what it is, huh? I didn't think this would work.
She's making a spreadsheet. It's her background, her spreadsheet of her gays, or her background.
Like, they don't allow gay people and lesbians and stuff to be like celebrities.
Huh?
You
What?
know,
What?
like
I think that's opposite, isn't it? They make you, I think.
the DEI didn't work enough. There aren't enough of them.
Thank God Craig's not here.
Yeah, that would anger him.
Grace Jones.
Is that you doing that?
No, that's her. Her list is like Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, Caleb Heron, Drake May.
Drake May.
Lola
that was just me. I'm sorry.
Young. She's got
Yeah, so she was just making a list, Mike, of lesbians and
She's
gays.
slamming the Patriots quarterback for some reason.
Yes, yes.
He's gay.
Would you like to watch more of this?
No, that's fine. We got the gist of it. But we couldn't have picked a better spot.
Yeah,
Pee-wee.
no.
He's gay. Who else is gay? Let's see.
They don't allow celebrities to be gay.
I kind of want to do that. Just pick a topic for next week, and I'll just sit here and name people that fit that category.
All right, let's back to serious KACYTRON.
Oh, it's not over yet?
okay. That's all I had to say. And yeah, obviously, I'm reading from a script. Like, obviously, it was something that I wrote.
Why are you
She
telling
wrote
me?
that.
And
Doesn't Tarantino come out after every movie and say, obviously, that was something that I wrote?
Anyways, Laverne Cox, LGBT.
Please do this bit forever.
Uh,
Be on other shows and do this bit. I beg you. Like, oh, no, I'm just thinking of gays for my list.
Paula Poundstone is asexual. Does that count?
This might be your
Throw
finest
one
work.
in the chat if that counts.
If they look lesbian, does that count? Do I need a separate list for that?
Well, yeah, what a strange thing. And obviously, I was reading that. No, we figured it out, Casey. We got it.
Mikey Liss. That's my new name.
I don't know. Like, I don't want to be like criticized for like coming on camera and like crying and shit because it's not something that I want to do. Like, I've been put in this position where this is what I have to do to survive. And like, I'm doing.
When Trump is reading a speech, you can tell when he goes off book.
Yes.
He's like, and I told him, like, he starts getting very Trumpy. This is her, where she was clearly reading, and now she's like, and I'm not going to sit here and be criticized. It's like, Casey, stick to this. Whatever the lawyers told you to say, stick to that.
Did I mention disabled family members? Say that again.
This knowing that it's going to result in like the whole fucking hate brigade, you know, like Asmongold, XQC, all of them are going to go live and make a video and make fun of me and laugh about how, you know, I'm going to lose everything. And
That's what you did, Casey. Come on. That's what you did to Ethan. You can't cry about that now. Like, it sucks. I'm sure you're going through a lot. But you kind of have to say, hey, listen, I did it to Ethan. I reap what I sow on this one, you know?
A better shooter came to town in the days of the Old West. You know, you just got to tip your cap.
And I would be empathetic to if Ethan was just being an asshole. That's what I hope people don't get twisted here. I think Ethan Klein sucks. And if he was being Ethan Kleiny about this, like if he was just being a fucking prick to her, I would be on her side. She literally did this and said, haha, what's he going to do about it? and he did something about it. So
Take money out of his pocket is, I think, what was her quote. So, yes.
yeah. He said, "Watch my show, so we don't give him any money."
All this other messed up shit, and they're going to further profit off of my pain. You know, it just really sucks the position that I've been put in, and I just hope that I can move on from it soon. But if I can't, then I'm prepared to.
The irony that she is talking about people profiting off of pain, but she used her disabled family members to get a cheaper deal on the settlement, profiting off of their pain, perhaps.
It'd be so great if we went back to that other video and she's just like, "Does Mike Piazza count?" Rumored for a while, but
I'd like to see the top of the list, like, the 100% gays, because we were near.
Right.
She was
yeah,
at a point where
who's the best gay? Who's number one gay?
this is my KACYTRON's best gays.
Or do you
keep on.
Save a few of the big, like you save Ellen DeGeneres for when you're struggling, you know?
That's called a gay strategy. Now we have a gay strategy. Now you have a strategy for your list. I like
moving forward and keep fighting, but in order to do that, it's like I have to make myself emotionally vulnerable. But yeah, I can kind of answer some questions. Really should have settled immediately. Good luck. You're saying that, but that was never like really an option. People keep on saying things
that, you fucking maniac. What are you, nuts?
No,
That's the worst thing. Read what the lawyers wrote and get the hell out of there.
No, read only the chat. Only the ones that tell you bad things.
Ethan Klein's a British cigarette. I know what that means. Come on, guys, clean it up.
I hid a bunch of money from my lawyers. No, I didn't.
that they have no clue what they're talking about. So yeah, you should really like keep away from just saying things that you don't really know what you're talking about.
Isn't that your entire business model?
That was her entire defense strategy. Like, you can't beat me. This is fakesies. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of chat reading.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And that is all, Mike.
Seems like the chat thinks I'm really stupid, and I got what I deserved here, and my lawyers told me not to read that, but it's really making me sad. My family's disabled, so you don't take that into consideration.
Now let's talk gays.
All right, guys, who are your best gays? Jason Collins.
Got Norman Lear in for the win here.
What?
I don't know gays. Didn't he do hairspray? Whoever did hairspray. John Waters, I mean. That guy.
Oh,
gay is a fucking $3 bill.
Lear. I don't think he was gay.
Well, it rhymes with queer. I just thought, you know.
All right.
Mike, we have some
Yay, super chats.
super chats from the great Joe from Virginia. Congratulations, by the way, on losing to Duke. Have a great show, boys. Thank you for filling the KMS void. Also, quite strange listening to the HACKRIDE voice in the Steel Toe compilation. HACKRIDE.
I saw people saying that, and it's fun because you can tell there are some new people where they're like, "Why is the guy talking with a fake? What is that?" Yeah, that was funny to see. Yeah,
it's fun, is what it is, and it's banned. Average Cracker $4.99. Great show, fellas. And Electra, where are the odds that you can get the Trash Compactor Hunchback Melton? Oh no, to get you on Super Tips.
Oh, maybe eventually. I don't have any interesting voices really, but
yeah, I would say it's trending in a more positive direction. Mubi has been very nice to DJ Electra Night. I don't know if he's buttering us up for you, Mike, but we like it.
Moody's a good man. I enjoy Moody.
More of it, Moody.
He messaged me. We were talking about Steel Toe last week, and he sent me that website that he made.
Oh yes, where you can track what Aaron sees. Yeah,
and you can track Aaron's like live numbers. I was like, this. He has such a valuable skill, and it feels like he's wasting it a little bit. But
I'm gonna need an app. I'm gonna need an app. I can't have a website. I'm gonna app for that.
Yeah.
And then I want to tie it to my smartwatch, and so like when it goes down, it'll vibrate, and I can know exactly where Aaron is at every given moment. All right.
It's very important.
Yes. Kush Gatif, $1.43. $1.43 from Kush Gatif. Thank you, Kush Gatif.
Thank you,
very much. Mike, we do have that Saudi Arabia thing. It's kind of lingering.
Oh,
Would you
shit.
like to
I
cover
forgot about that. Yes. Yeah, we'll do that real quick. I just wanted to talk about this because Beige Frequency is a channel that's been around for a long time and always makes great stuff, like documentary style breakdowns. And he's really interesting. He's done some on Anthony Cumia is probably his most famous, and he's talked about other comedy specials. And in the comedy world, he's a great documentarian, kind of like Porcelain, but a little more serious and more critical, I guess, than Porcelain. And I just wanted to promote this, not that Beige Frequency needs it, but I wanted to let you guys know this was out there because he takes a more critical angle than I did on some of the comedians other than Burr and Whitney, which I think is deserved, and I think he makes a lot of good points. My angle with that was always, like, if you want someone to argue the human rights atrocities that happen in Saudi Arabia, I'm not that guy. You can go a lot of other places to be informed as to what's going on over there. It's just not my wheelhouse, really. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and argue when Chris DiStefano says, like, oh, it was a great time and women could drive over there and all that shit. I'm not, arguing every point of that. But Beige Frequency actually does a very good job and kind of explained why you shouldn't go that lightly on a lot of these people. And I think it's a good point. So let's check out. I just have like 2 or 3 clips here. And you guys should go check out the whole thing. It's part 1. It's only about 45 minutes. And then at the end, he does tease that other comedians that weren't mentioned in this episode are getting their own episode. And based on the list that he went through, I believe that's Burr, Whitney, and probably Andrew Schultz. So I look forward to that as well.
Especially because this event was a blatant attempt, in a long, long list of them, to whitewash the reputation of Saudi Arabia, which is why there has been such a ferocious backlash to so many comedians participating in this event. Whatever they may say, they have lent their names and reputations to a propaganda effort by the Saudi government, which is why I've wanted to make this documentary. I understand how shameless and hypocritical comedians are, and I know that invariably almost all of them will criticize someone else for doing exactly what they did. That can't be countenanced. These are people who make a living from proffering their opinions and insights. Largely these days, it's in the form of barely comedic podcasts where they bloviate about real-life social and political issues. Some of them have even directly platformed major political figures of our time and may have played a role in getting them elected. This Riyadh Comedy Festival situation is such a glaring black mark on their moral character, and frankly just their judgment, that they shouldn't ever be allowed to open any of their stupid mouths about any social issue without being reminded of it. While that is unrealistic, we can make sure that their inevitable backsliding and hypocrisy will be immortalized in some way forever.
And I said that the first time we talked about Burr, where, like, I don't want this to be a thing that just goes away and they never have to address it, really. Because while, like, I accepted Louis and Aziz and some of these guys saying, like, hey, it's a difficult thing and I thought a lot about it and I do acknowledge, I gave them credit for acknowledging why people were upset just because Burr and Whitney's reactions were so egregious, like so drastically bad, that it got me to hear, like, Louis' explanation and be like, all right, like, hey, he acknowledged it. There are things he's ignoring, and I even said when we covered those, like, Louis and Aziz never mentioned the money. They kind of talked about it like it was a peace mission of some kind. And again, I don't know enough about what Saudi Arabia is doing right now to argue with them. Like, their channel's much better suited for that. I'm too stupid. I'm a very dumb guy. So you don't come here for that, really. But Beige Frequency points some of that stuff out, and I do think it's true. It's not something that should be let go. So I wanted to highlight him talking about Chris DiStefano as well, because that's someone we went pretty light on and said that he had a good response. Beige Frequency has kind of a different angle on it.
Yeah, this next one is Chrissy D.
Yeah.
DiStefano's perspective on the Riyadh gig is interesting to me because he gave 2 conflicting accounts of his decision to perform on 2 different podcasts. The first came on an episode of 2 Bears 1K from July 21st that he was guest hosting with the $40,000 chocolate fraudster, Stavros Halkias. During a riff about life insurance, Chris throws in that he's got a gig in Saudi Arabia.
He's a comedian, he's got a show in Saudi Arabia, and his cholesterol's 400.
When Stav asks if he's going, Chris then flips it back and asks Stav if he's doing the gig.
Are you going to Saudi Arabia? Are you going to do that gig?
To which Stav says that he can't.
I can't do it. Can't take the Saudi money.
do it,
I get
man.
it.
I can't.
This is another theme you will see from several of the comedians when they bring up the festival. The way they try to find a back door into talking about it, and then spin the issue around to their interlocutor. This isn't even the only time Chris specifically does it either, but I'll get to that in a minute. While riffing about Saudi Arabia with Stav, Chris essentially blames his wife for making him take the festival gig for the money.
I didn't want to do it either. I was contemplating. I was like, maybe not. I was like, I can't do it. And then she was like, you're going to take that fucking money.
However, shortly after this, Chris makes it clear that he understands the retrograde nature of the country by saying that his wife cannot go with him to the gig.
There's no question Jasmine can't come.
Chris continues to prove that he comprehends how brutal the country is by making jokes about how his wife would come back from Saudi Arabia headless.
If you do come, just know you're coming back headless.
And suggests that he would join in on stoning Jewish comedians if it meant getting back home safely.
I was like, I'm going to grab a stone too. I'm going to join the mob and get out of there. I got to get home. You're all pieces of shit. We're going to stone Sam.
Yeah. Like I said during the We Might Be Drunk segment, these are jokes, but they also leave no room for the excuse that comedians like DeStefano weren't aware of what was going on in Saudi Arabia.
Jessica Kirsten's getting it first, right? What the hell?
He's not leaving, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
It's gonna be hard to do crowd work with that burqa.
Everyone.
They know. They were just willing to look the other way in exchange for a big enough pay.
Yeah, that's a point I think I overlooked too much, and it's why I wanted to say, hey, go watch this documentary. Because like I gave Chris a lot of credit for just coming out and being like, I did it for the money. And so much so, in fact, that I kind of glossed over the fact that they all knew what they were doing. They can't really act like, and again, like as Beige Frequency says, they're fucking around. Like they are jokes, but you can't be like, oh, I didn't know they did that over there. You know, oh, I didn't know anything about these human rights violations or anything like that. Like they obviously knew about it because they were joking about it, and it's something that factored into their. Chris is literally having a discussion with Stavros, where Stavros is like, I can't do it. So, and Chris doesn't say why. You know? Chris isn't dumbfounded by that. So they do all know the ramifications of going, which is something I kind of glossed over. Again, because a guy like Burr's reaction was so insanely hypocritical that it got me to go easy on a lot of the other guys, which is why I wanted to say shout out to Beige Frequency for doing that, because I think he makes a lot of good points. He also shows... some of the basically like PR that Chris DeStefano did. And this wasn't just about Chris DeStefano. He talks about most of the people that went over there. Jessica Kirsten, Normand and Marill, Louis, Chappelle, Jim Jeffries. I'm trying to think of some of the other names he highlights. But basically all of them, except for Schultz, Burr, and Whitney, which I think will be the next video. So that should be interesting. Beige Frequency always does a really good job. Maybe you guys will disagree with some of it. Maybe you'll disagree with some of what I said, but I do think it's worth watching. And I do think, like, as much as some people, I'm sure, are sick of the Riyadh talk, I think it shines a glaring light on comedians. We just heard Brendan Schaub talk about how comedians are disloyal and will say whatever for money. This is a much better example than Schaub was trying to give. This is where it's like, it's hard to follow some of these people anymore. Like, and Burr, for me, Burr was the one where I'm like, you just went against everything you ever represented and had no explanation. That's the crazy thing. Is at least Marill and Normand like kind of shut their mouths about it. Like they took the money and said, like, oh, we went to Saudi Arabia and just breezed past it. Never really talked about it again. Burr made it seem like it was a peace mission he was on. As I always say, well, don't take the money then. You know? Like Greenpeace doesn't pay $1.5 million to go over there and build houses or whatever the fuck they do, you know?
Yeah. You know what the Saudis would really love, Mike?
What's that?
KACYTRON's top 100 gays. I think they would mix well.
Do that because they are silly geese over there. They're progressing. She should do that, and then sometimes the crowd could shout out names. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and then they'd be happy.
It was like Tim Dillon. It gets a big laugh because he was supposed to go there.
Yeah. KACYTRON note here from DJ ELECTRA. The video, the apology video, 40,000 views. The next videos, 340 views. So
is that on YouTube though?
I think ELECTRA. I think that was on Twitch, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because her YouTube does.
Because her Twitch is like her bread and butter, I think.
Correct, yeah.
So it's hurt her actual show that much. I don't know what she was doing before, I guess. But
Yeah, those might be just her normal numbers, but that's how much people were interested in the apology.
Yeah, interesting.
Speaking of apologies, I know one lady that needs to apologize to her husband.
Yeah, I think maybe I have a different opinion on this than everyone else. This Akaash Singh drama that's been happening. I was very surprised. I don't know about you guys. I was surprised Akaash and his wife were on the podcast this week. I was not expecting to see, what is her name? Jesleen?
Jesleen, I think.
Jesleen? That can't be it.
We're calling her Jesleen.
Jesleen Singh was also on the podcast, which I was very surprised by. Now, they did it in a, well, let's play the first clip. They did it in a way that is exhausting, but I can't criticize him too much for this. This is Flagrant. This is kind of Schultz's brand. He's into pro wrestling and all that shit. But when I saw this, I think I saw this clip on Instagram before I knew the podcast was up. And I was just like, oh, God, this isn't how they're going to approach it, is it?
It is.
Brother, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You can't imagine what you've been going through the last few weeks. Tell us what's been on your mind,
Dude,
what's been on your heart.
I'm so glad you asked me, man. It's been really hard for me.
Hard for you? Oh my God! Oh my God!
Jesleen Singh is in the building. She wants vengeance. Security is here. Security is stopping her. The Punjabi power. Oh my God! She's abusing the security guards. God, it's absolute pandemonium and chaos here. Akaash has brought out a comically large pair of scissors. He's cutting the bag to hammer. Oh my Lord! Jesleen, this is a podcast, not a frat house. What are you doing? Stay back. Tonight on Flagrant.
So that was exhausting. That was pretty exhausting. But to their credit, when I saw that, I was like, oh God, there's no chance we're having a real discussion. And they did, ultimately. Like, the boys settled down after that. And that is very flagrant. Like, this episode is definitely not going to turn anyone where you're like, oh, I hate all the episodes where they're over laughing and falling on the floor. But I bet I'm really going to like this one. No, it was them to a T. But my take on it was this. I give her a lot of credit for going on there. I did not think she would do that, even though it was a soft landing spot. And you can tell Schultz is a good friend, which I'll get to in a minute. But I give her credit for going on there and kind of facing the music a little bit. A lot of people think she was lying in this stuff. I don't necessarily agree with that, and I'll tell you why when we play some of the clips. But, like, to me, when I saw, like, podcast cringe, I just saw the title of his video about this, and I was like, I can't even watch it. I try to stay away from some of this stuff because I know I'm going to talk about it. But I saw he put out a video that was the worst episode of Flagrant ever. And it's like, oh, I wonder what his take on this is. Like, I get to a point with some of this stuff where it's like, okay, well, if everything's terrible, then nothing is. Mm-hmm. If you hate all these guys so much that everything they do is bad, then you start to wonder, why are you covering them every week? Like if Bert Kreischer is the worst thing and no one should ever watch him, why are you watching him week after week? There has to be some admission that you're interested in these guys. And I feel like some channels never really offer that. I didn't think this was like so mockably bad. I give Akaash credit for for letting her come on and kind of dealing with this head on, more or less. And I give her credit. Now, it'll be interesting to see what she does. Well, we'll talk about that later. Let's see how it's handled right out of the gate. Schultz is also a very good friend, and I like Andrew Schultz. I'm not a Flagrant fan at all, really, for some of the reasons I just stated. But I like Andrew Schultz a lot. I like how he kind of created his own success in comedy. I like the way he went about that. I like the stories I hear from other comedians, how he has offered people help over the years. I just like Schultz. And I think this episode, if it's proof of anything, it's that Andrew Schultz is a good friend that has his boys back.
Mike, she's popping that puss is the next one.
Yeah, so she's going to explain. This was a thing that was heavily questioned. And I'll tell you why I kind of believe this answer to a degree. Most people do not. But I got Jasleen's back on this one.
Poppin' pussy.
Yeah.
Let's just get some definition.
Okay. We're gonna any terms
We're
that
gonna-
you might
yeah.
need to know the actual meaning of. Alex is here to,
To
break
be
it
fair,
down.
I thought it was just like dancing, getting dressed up, and
No,
maybe
no,
that
no.
was my mistake.
Yeah.
So I acknowledge that.
Look at this. Big one.
Yeah, the act of getting dressed up, looking fly as hell, wearing a minimum of 3-inch heels, preferably higher, and dancing your ass off
Urban
into the
Dictionary
wee hours of the morning.
is
That was
made
what
by
I
a
was
white
doing.
man.
Yeah, this is white people's definition of it. This is what you learn.
Don't go to Urban.
Guys, what do you think poppin' pussy is?
You see?
Joey Kursay is not that. Okay? They're doing more than security
That
here.
was my bad. That was my bad.
So, I mean, they end up looking it up on Urban Dictionary, and it does mean what she thought it meant. My thing is not even that. I thought it was clear when she was like, I was popping my pussy and hooking up with guys. I thought she was clearly going out of her way to make it seem like she was fucking guys and wasn't. Like, the language she was using, to me, was very clear to skirt around that stuff. But the main reason I think she's telling the truth, or she's really stupid, which, based on the clips we've seen of her, is certainly possible. But she would be really dumb and naive to think that she's 30. She grew up in the internet era. 30 years old is probably the perfect age for people that watch Flagrant. If there are guys out there that have fucked her, they're going to come forward. Or people that were at these frat parties that saw her fuck someone, you know, go into a bedroom with someone or something. Like, people are going to start telling those stories. So it would be really dumb of her to lie. Everyone's like, oh, she's lying about this. I think it's true. Even the thing she says about hooking up, which I think is one of the next clips, that was the case in my school as well. So maybe this is just like a generational thing or something. But I kind of agree with everything she's saying. It doesn't seem like that far-fetched a lie to me. Is it all still embarrassing for Akaash? Sure. I think the stuff that's way more embarrassing, I don't care if she's a virgin or not. I get that that was their story and they kind of shamed other people for not having that story. So it looks crazy hypocritical when it seems like it's a lie. But the thing that's way more embarrassing to me is her philosophy on life, where she's like, I'm a stay-at-home wife, but I don't cook or clean. His money is my money, and my money is my money. Like, that shit to me is way more embarrassing. And I would have liked them to question her on that a little more instead of the sex stuff that I don't really care about.
Can we get some roster of guys? Sorry.
Yeah, so this was the other thing that they, and again, credit to Schultz and the guys. They brought up every question. They were very easy on her. There were not a lot of follow-up questions. Like, they didn't like hammer her on stuff. But they brought up every topic that I think fans would want them to bring up, which not a lot of podcasts would do that necessarily. They would try and skirt around some stuff, but they address it more or less head on.
Other definitions out of the way?
Yeah, let's get some other definitions.
Yeah. Allegedly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here,
Yeah.
is it true that you said that there was a rotation of guys?
A roster.
Roster.
Yeah, what does a roster
What does that
mean to you?
What does this mean?
You guys have to understand, have you ever heard of the repressed Catholic schoolgirl?
Never.
Yes.
I was, you know. Okay,
Yeah.
so I was.
His Catholic school was in his living room. Imagine how repressed he was.
I was a repressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
But
What does a roster mean?
so it didn't actually translate to a roster. It just meant like 2 guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
And when you say hooking up, I think people
When
think you
I
meant
mean
fucking.
hooking up, I just meant making out. Again, like everything I say
That is what it meant
so
in my high school, by the way. Like, if you said, oh, they hooked up, you meant they made out with each other. So, like, maybe it's an age thing, but, like, people think she's lying because she said that. That is true, at least where I came from. Maybe it's regional. I don't know.
Yeah, we finger bang out here, Mike. We don't make out. We go
You
right for the.
You're damn right.
so amplified and hyperbolic because it's so like incongruous to who I actually am as a person.
Right. So you're saying you're a big old prude.
Yeah, literally.
Now, I will be honest, as much as I was heartbroken by what was going on with you guys and definitely with, Akaash, my brother, there was a little part of me that was like, it would be hilarious to come in here and find out you had a huge roster and was lying about being a virgin this whole time.
It'd be funny for you.
It would have been, no, it'd been heartbreaking for you.
Yeah.
You know, you
But
waited
as-
your whole life to share your virginity with a girl, and she threw it to some frat house in like 20 years.
A white dude.
A white guy. A fucking white guy.
Yeah.
Got that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone thinks she's lying about that. I don't. I'm sure I'm going to get shit for it, whatever. I didn't take that as a lie. I think she was trying to be shocking and edgy on this dumb podcast that she does and her TikTok and all of that. And I think she was trying to make it seem like she lived the life she wasn't. Or, again, she's really stupid because we live in an age where if she fucked a bunch of guys, someone's going to talk. Like, someone's going to come forward with that story. Maybe I've missed it and it's already been on Reddit or something. But I haven't heard these people come forward. She's the perfect age for people that watch Flagrant. If she was that, open with her sexuality, people are going to start coming forward that knew her because this oddly became such a big story. Like, it crossed over. It was not just Flagrant's audience or comedy fans that were into this. There were people that don't follow this stuff that asked me, hey, have you heard this Akaash Singh stuff? So this did cross over as like a pop culture story for some reason. I didn't take it as she was lying. I think she's kind of a dumb, naive girl. That's how I took it. Maybe I'm going too easy on her, but I didn't take those as lies, really. I also think if she was lying, she probably wouldn't be in the podcast.
Yeah, no, she's and she's having fun. She seems like she's not hating it. It's called Gold Diggers, this next one.
Yeah, this is the thing I have much more of a problem with than the sexual stuff. Again, their brand was that they waited till marriage and their first was each other. So I get why people called that out. But like the gold digger stuff was much more eye-rolly to me. I was like, Jesus Christ.
In terms of the gold digging,
Yeah.
like
Serious.
Do you consider yourself a good gold digger?
Yeah. Because I invested low and waited for it to go high.
You're a gold prospect.
Yeah, that's not a gold digger.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're like a what is that? You're like a hedge fund manager.
Yeah, you're like Akaash with Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, she's like a value investor. Get the goddamn saying right. She's a value investor. She bought low when it was a nothing company, and now it's something.
Akaash was making this got kind of rolled over too. Akaash said he was making like 6 figures when they met, so it was not nothing.
That's nothing for an Indian.
I understand like living in New York City, it's expensive, all of that, but he was making 6 figures, and she was working at Goldman Sachs. So this was not. These were not two hobos that found each other in an alley.
We've been astroturfed again, people. These are Richies.
And it's like,
She bought much lower than I did. she bought at the bottom, dude. She could not have bought
That is
lower.
something that
but
is.
to be fair, it's like I was working too in the
I wasn't.
beginning,
One
and
of us
you
was
weren't.
working.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
When we met, I worked at Goldman Sachs. I got a job at Deloitte after I
He was a
graduated
consultant.
college.
Yeah.
I was a
I was
consultant.
sleeping in till
I
12
worked
a.m.
in
12 p.m.
data analytics.
Right? Yeah.
You're a gold digger.
I was
You
a
got the
gold
gold digger right here.
I know, it backfired on
You got this girl sleeping on the ground.
Yeah, I know. This whole thing backfired.
I was paying rent.
I used to really believe that you guys were poor with his sob stories so we could get Patreon going. I didn't know you were working at a fucking hedge fund this whole time he was spending your money.
Well, I wasn't making that much. I was making like 70 grand a year in New York City on 2 people.
But that's good, though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Okay, so then when did you guys get really broke? And why did you stay with him?
2018. Okay, do you want the real answer or the fun answer?
I want to know the real answer.
Give us the real answer for once so I can defend you, for Christ's sake. I'm trying to defend you, lady. She's like, do you want the real answer or the fun answer? The fun answers have gotten you into trouble. The fun answers have had everyone calling you a whore for 3 weeks. Enough with the fun answers. You're not good at them.
The fun put your husband in the cuck chair.
You stupid bitch. I'm trying to defend you here. Enough with the fun answers. Give us something real for once.
Like, I want to know that, because I heard this beautiful story that Akaash told about you guys sleeping on the floor and then like him wanting to give you his North Face or something, and then you gave it back because you're like, it's not Mew Mew.
Yeah, so like she did roll with the punches a little bit. Like they busted her balls. Again, it was a pretty safe landing spot, but I give her credit for doing it. And there are a lot of different ways this could have gone. Like I said, she's with her husband and all of his friends, so it's a cozy environment. But there's a lot of people, based on who we thought she was when she was discovered here through this controversy, there's a lot of people who would not have handled it this well that fit into that stereotype. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people whose like philosophy is like, oh, he makes the money and I get to spend it. Those personality types wouldn't have a good time laughing about this controversy, you know? So that's the main thing I gave her credit for. And maybe I'm going too easy saying like I believe her recounting of why she said all that stuff. But I do kind of believe it makes it harder when you find out like, oh, she worked for Goldman Sachs and he was on MTV and they're acting like they were like completely broke. You know, it makes it harder for me to defend them then because I'm like, well, they do lie. so I don't know, but maybe I'm just, I'm a sucker.
Staying together.
Okay, so let's hear why they were able to stay together. Now, the weird thing about this story is like she broke up with him because he didn't have enough money, and then got back together with him when he did have money. Not a great look for her, but she's going to try and clear that up.
Couldn't wait a week. God damn.
Yeah.
Hey, this is
Okay, I stayed because I felt like as soon as I met you, it was love at first sight. I loved you. Like, I don't know, I just felt like, and maybe like you feel like that when you guys met your wives or your fiance. It's like, you just like know when you have that special connection. It's like, okay, like God picked this person out for me. And like everything he did from top to bottom, like his character, his integrity, his personality, like I just like loved everything.
I will say, hold on. In real time, my opinion might be changing on this whole thing. Because I will say this is how people talk when their marriage is doomed. You know? It's almost a cliche at this point to say that like when you see someone posting on Instagram, there she is, the love of my life, my angel that I'll do anything for. They're going to be divorced in 6 months, you know? Like, so when you hear people talk like this is not how a married couple talks that's been together for, how long did they say? 11 years or something like that? They've been together a long time. Yeah. This is not how couples talk when they've been together that long. So, you know what? Maybe I am starting to smell some bullshit
about it. So I was like, okay, like I don't want to just leave because we're going through a hard time, because I really believed in like his potential, like just like you did. For sure. You know, because you were more successful than Akaash like in the very beginning and stuff, and now you guys
I tried to fuck you. She's like, you were much more successful. You wouldn't fuck me, so I settled for this guy.
Whatever.
I also believe that he was incredibly brilliant and talented, but also just an amazing soul and an incredible person.
Exactly. But I just know, I also knew that about him, that he had like ambition and this work ethic. So I was like, okay, like, so we're going to go through this bumpy time. But I was like praying harder than I ever prayed, just that we would get out of it and like something would resolve it. I was just hoping that.
And it worked. Those prayers worked.
Yeah,
and you
did.
haven't prayed for his balls to change. No.
I never prayed for that. I was
It shows me that you might like it.
Oh.
It's like Vegemite frustration.
Can you hear that on your end? The connection sounds terrible. Can you hear that on your end?
I can't.
Oh, now I hear myself.
Yeah, no, I think it might have just been a moment. I've noticed a couple times it's dipped in and out.
Okay, all right, we're fine.
I thought it was Starlink, maybe. You know. It comes and goes.
Yeah, there is a way that just kept you in it. You just couldn't believe that.
Interesting. Yeah, so like maybe there is a little more bullshit than I just think with that college stuff, like people would talk. You know what I mean? Like if she was fucking a bunch of guys, I think enough people would know that would eventually come out. So that's why I do kind of believe her there. But this is like an insufferable person. Let's not get it twisted. You know, people will now react to this and be like, Mike's defending her. Mike loves her. It's like, no, I get why people find her obnoxious to deal with. This is just, I think, about as good as they could have handled it. Like I heard a lot of people say, I talked about it with Carl on WATS the other day, where a lot of people think they handled this terribly. Oh, it's the worst way they could have handled it. I don't know what they could have done better, because people already wanted to call him a simp. There's a great song about it. Shout out Crack-A-Miko. And people already wanted to call her a gold-digging whore, so they were going to continue doing that. I don't know what response they could have had that would have been better than this. Take out the Jerry Springer stuff at the beginning. You know what I mean? We didn't need that. But like once they got into it, I don't know what they really could have done better. I think people wanted Andrew Schultz to fucking grill her and expose her. That was never going to happen. Schultz is Akaash's friend and business partner. That was not going to happen, that he was going to try and ruin their lives and marriage over this. So like, I don't know what they really wanted out of this. I thought they addressed everything basically head on.
All right, and I reset the internet, so everything should hopefully be working here.
All right.
Okay, the other thing that we saw these videos of was the ducking the kisses. That was those.
Yeah.
Are, listen,
These ones pissed me off.
That I'm guilty of. I'm
These
guilty
ones
of
pissed
that.
me off, and I didn't like it one bit, and I need you to explain yourself immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We need to know.
Honestly, I
Also,
didn't,
can I just say that
yeah.
I would watch the videos and I would die laughing. As a friend who loves him, I would die laughing because they edited it so perfectly where like he's going in and then it just right at the last minute. But he's already got his lips pursed, so he got to commit to the kiss.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to check out the Shifty edit right there.
That might have been Shifty.
Yeah,
Shifty
no.
might have been editing
Yeah,
those.
Shifty made it.
Shifty?
Yeah. Chef.
Anyway,
Those pissed me off.
So tell us about the duck. Do you always duck his kisses when there are not people around?
No, not when there aren't people around, just when there are people around. And I never even
That's
knew.
worse.
I never.
See, I appreciate them calling certain stuff out like that. Like, she did do a lot of like embarrassing stuff to him. I don't really understand her answer, and maybe she is ultimately using him. But that's where I get into. I don't want to dissect their home life. I'm not interested in that. Like at home, is she nice to? I don't know. That's where it all gets to be a little much. I'm just talking about her answers on the podcast and everything. Like she seems like an odd girl. You know, and a little obnoxious. But that seems like kind of all it is to me. I was expecting this to go much more poorly. When I saw that video where she, you know, kicks in the door and comes in like it's like she's stone cold, I thought this was going to go much worse than it did. She didn't embarrass herself. There's a lot of people with these personality types that we make fun of on TikTok or whatever that would have handled this much worse than I think she did. I think Akaash did a good job of not speaking for her. I think a lot of guys would have been like, no, here's what she meant. He let her do the talking. He was like, hey, you got me into this fucking mess. Explain yourself, you know?
You get yourself out.
I didn't
Explain
know,
yourself.
I didn't know that I
Tell
did
us
that.
why.
I didn't know that I did that, so I really sat and thought about it. So I think it's a few things. I think it's like
You really sat and thought
yeah,
about it.
because I was like, okay, maybe it's like the repressed Indian girl thing where it's like I get a little bashful, I do get a little shy, despite what the internet thinks.
Most Indians do. I'm the exception.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
give a
I
fuck.
also get overstimulated because Akaash does it a lot, like every 30 seconds, like a little bit. Like,
He is a simp. Oh, no. So he's a guy who was a virgin till he was whatever age, and now he's very lovey-dovey with his wife. He likes that he has a hot wife, and he's very, very lovey-dovey with her. You see a million of these guys. And so she is kind of calling him a simp in that way, which is funny.
Yeah. We've all simped a little bit, Mike, for the right, you know.
This is where it is a little shitty of her to be like, I would think she would be like, yeah, I just basically put you through hell with all the shit I've been talking on my podcast. Let me cover for you a little bit. And she did go on this podcast and was like, he's just so needy with his affection. That is kind of shitty. You know what? I'm starting to come around to the boys' side on this one as I re-listen to this.
The tanker's shifting in the water. Takes some time, but it's gonna move.
Yeah. I try to be much more lenient because I see channels, like I said, with Podcast Cringe where it's like worst thing ever made, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or Unique does that a lot, and I like Unique, and we play his videos often. But Unique his titles are always like Brendan Schaub humiliates himself. And then it's some clip that I'm like, I don't even know why you posted this. Like it's some mundane thing. Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen hate each other. And it's some clip where like Brian Callen rolls his eyes at something Brendan said. It's like, like I said, either if everything is terrible, if everything is a 10, then nothing is. Sometimes you got to be like, all right, this was it was embarrassing for her. I'm more curious to see where it goes. My mic is falling. I'm more curious to see where it goes because she just obliterated the entire personality she cultivated. You know,
Yeah.
She was this gold-digging sex maniac, and then she went on a massive podcast with 2 million YouTube followers and said, I was lying about all that stuff, or I was exaggerating all that stuff. That's not really me. It was a character. What does she do now? Next week on her podcast, does she go back to talking about having orgies and all that shit? Or is she now the conservative Indian girl that the prude that she really is, or is claiming to be? That to me is much more interesting than this podcast, is where she goes from here.
I got an idea for her. 100 top gays. Make a list.
Yes. We've
100 top Indian gays.
Yeah.
Next one's called Orgy.
Yeah, so, and this is one that I thought got overblown. She's talking to her friend about her friend's husband and her husband. It's like, if you're that kind of couple, I don't do that with my friends really, but if you're that kind of couple, I don't find this that weird. I think people got too up in arms about it. We hear male comics do this all the time. Literally every week on the regs, I hear Lewis make a joke about fucking Bob Kelly's wife. And no one's ever been like, how could you spit in the face of the sanctity of marriage like that? No one gets angry about it. It's not that big a deal. She said her husband, or her friend's husband, is hot and we should all have an orgy. I think that's her trying to be shocking and outrageous. This is her explanation.
Okay, what the fuck was that joke? Because I think for a lot of people, myself included, like I saw that and I was like, why would she even joke around about that?
Yeah.
With Akaash there, and like, what was the what was the backstory to
now, looking back, like it's been pointed out to me, and I get that. I feel like for us, I think I learned so much of my humor from Akaash, not to like justify it, but just to explain, like, oh, if I say these absurd things, it's so funny because it's not who I actually am.
Right.
But it kind of forgot.
Craig thinks these people need a translator anyways, so I'll do my best. What she's saying is she didn't have a personality. You know? She was just a vapid, young, attractive girl that had no personality. And so she imitated and mimicked what she saw on Flagrant. She was around those guys and was like, oh, let me be ball busty and outrageous like them. And she was bad at it. I believe that, personally. I believe that she was a vapid, personality-less girl. You know what I mean? Like, I believe that explanation. I don't think it was more calculated than that. I think she was trying to come off as funny and shocking, and when people found it in the context they did, they were like, what the fuck is this?
That like the internet doesn't know all these multi-dimensions of my personality, so they're just seeing this one thing.
Right.
So the orgy joke started with like Akaash being like, oh, Nav's really hot. Like Akaash would show Nav's picture to his trainer or whatever, because he's like really like, ripped or whatever.
I will say also, if she had a body count, I would have been like, hey. Cut that. But because she doesn't, and I know how like innocent she actually is.
Oh, you are a virgin? That's real?
I was a virgin until I met him, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.
Yeah.
And if she wasn't, that body count thing, I'd have been like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Because I would have been insecure about it. But I can be, not that I'm so secure, but with that joke, I'm like so secure.
Oh, I absolutely would feel insecure.
And I think stupidly, I was like, oh, it's an orgy, so it's all of us. It's not like talking.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like, they did a good job of calling her out while maintaining, a friendship with these people. Like, I thought Schultz in particular handled it pretty well. She's sticking with the virgin story, and a lot of people think she's lying about that. I don't know why she would. I mean, I shouldn't say that. People lie all the time and are exposed. But my logic is just she'll get found out eventually. This was the opportunity to be like, we exaggerated that story. I've been with a couple guys. Like, this was the opportunity to do that. Now she's made it. I'll say this. If she is lying, she has made it so much worse for herself. The cover-up is always worse than the lie, Like, this was your opportunity to be like, oh, yeah, I fucked up. Like, that wasn't a true story we were telling. If she does it now, it's going to be catastrophic for her, I think.
Next one's all talk.
Yeah, so this is what she's saying, and that she's she's all bluster. It's just it's all an act. It's a character, like Mr. Imus. She's just playing a character.
I mean,
but how come you can have a joke about outsourcing hand jobs and blow jobs.
But aren't you cool with the hand jobs?
Yeah.
You're cool with him just getting a hand job massage?
Totally.
Are you
Yeah, I know.
Yes. I've said that it's less work for me.
I don't. This is. I don't.
Can you talk to our wives?
Hold on, I don't believe this.
Little
Can I tell you
powwow?
why I don't believe this? You remember Horrible Decisions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was. You guys were like, dude, I think your girl will be down. She keeps saying how pretty Wheezy is, and I was like, even then, I was like, no, the fuck. She's all talk. She's all bluster. That's why I haven't tested the hand
A
job thing.
paper tiger.
She's fucking, she's our dog. She's a yapping little dog behind a fence. Nothing's gonna happen. There's no bite. She's all bark, no bite.
So you would say that, but in reality, if he actually did go get
Okay,
it.
like let me think about it. If you actually
think
did
about
go
it.
get it, yes, like I think it would bother me like 30%, but I feel like 70% I'd be like, okay, whatever. I put you through a lot the past couple weeks.
Like he deserves it.
Yeah, I feel like I owe it to you. I feel like I owe it to you.
I do
yeah.
kind of deserve it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know. Akaash knows her better than we do. So I kind of take if he's saying like if he's here's what I will say. Here's a disclaimer for all this. I'm always wrong about this stuff. Do not trust me. I always use the steel toe example where I was like, why is Patrick saying they're going to get divorced and she's on drugs and all this stuff? And then wouldn't you know it? Sure enough, all of it came true. So I guess my mentality is always like, oh, wouldn't Akaash know his wife better than the internet does, better than we do? I guess just a lot of times the internet knows you better than you know yourself. And so maybe I'm not giving that enough credit. But like when I hear Akaash say that, I'm like, oh, maybe he knows something we don't. Or he's a complete simp. But like I said, I think that'll get us exposed eventually. If there's enough internet sleuths out there and people that want attention, that I think if they are lying, there will be much more to this story.
Next segment is work.
Yeah, so this is what bugged me about this lady, is the idea of like not having to work and their finances and all of that.
I like the fact that it's just less work for you.
Yeah.
And I know your day is full of work.
Wow.
Well, let's get a counter argument. Let's get a counter argument,
let's get a counter
because
argument.
I think that was
Can you
inappropriate
counter?
and that was uncalled for. So will you go ahead and dismiss this and explain yourself on the
I
record?
do things.
Okay. All right. Look, my client in this case,
Yeah,
that's
Mark,
not what
can
she
you be
meant.
a lawyer? Mark, can you be Jaslene's lawyer in this moment here?
Mark, please tell me.
Jasleen cooks, she cleans, she maintains the home on a monthly basis.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
There you go.
Not by me specifically, but yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you also will find people.
You schedule,
Yeah.
but not you.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
schedule. Someone got to manage the
We
house.
all have cleaning people.
Yes.
And
Yes, I like how you call them cleaning people. That was very politically correct.
That was. That was.
but
that
do
was
I not
great.
take care of Happy like he's my son?
Of course. And I go on the road. I come back. It's clean. I don't know if you hire somebody or if that's you, but every time I come back, it's
I
clean.
hire someone, yeah.
Really? Without me knowing? Now I feel betrayed. I thought you did something.
That is where I was kind of like, oh, she does seem like kind of a shitbag. But she's being honest about that. You know what I mean? Like, why? Like, if she doesn't see a problem with any of it, she would say that. I think, like, why would she tell that story? Because that also makes her look bad. So that's why I kind of believe her with the other stuff. You know, like I said, maybe I'm being too lenient, but that is like what an insufferable waste. She must be terrific in bed. You know, she seems like just such a waste of a partner. But you know, Akaash likes her, so good for him.
My guess is she like doles it out like water in the desert. So he's very thirsty all the time, and she gives a little, and he just soaks it up. He's like,
Then
whatever you want, baby.
You see the videos where she rejects his kisses. You know, so I don't know if that's true even.
Yeah, that's love, right? Next one's fake image.
Yeah, so I don't know what this person is going to be. She wants to be a podcaster and an influencer. She just fucking nuked her entire personality. So I don't know what that means for her going forward. That's the part I'm interested in. I'm taking her at face value and saying like, okay, you're not lying. So now what? What do you become after this?
Yeah, it's almost like a demon becomes an actual producer. What a loser, right? Goddamn.
I don't see the comparison, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so you can make all these things. You can make all these things.
Yeah.
So you're presenting this version of yourself online that's not true.
But you're actually a trad wife.
I was committing to this bit because I thought that was the funny thing to do, but I'm not a comedian, obviously.
You're not
Like, so I guess she admits it wasn't funny and didn't come across funny. I don't know what she has left. What's the next TikTok going to be about, or the next podcast? Like, she has nothing. It seems like her entire personality was built on I'm a slut. I don't, I like money. I don't want to have to work for it. Guys should hand me everything. I think last week I called her a reverse Andrew Tate, where she is the woman that Andrew Tate wants, except she doesn't cook and clean.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what your personality becomes. That's my takeaway from this. Not that she's lying. I think she's telling the truth. And I'm like, well, what are you now? Because you were you're a blank slate. And now whatever image you concoct for yourself, we're also going to think is fake,
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know what to make of this girl for going forward. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how, the trolls handle it. If people keep paying attention to her, or she just kind of fades away. My guess is the latter, unless she completely bombs on how to handle this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she gives people a reason to keep following her, they will.
She should do her 100 favorite curries. Is the next one.
I suppose.
PR stunt is the next.
Yeah. So some people even said this, like in our comments. People were like, it's all for attention. Like, it's a fake bit. I don't get the value of that, because people were calling Akaash a simp and a loser, and they were calling her a slut. No one's going to I mean, I guess it might get a few more views on her podcast now. It might get her a few followers, but not the good kind. So I don't get the value of this, but they ask, like, was this a PR stunt?
You guys some people say this is a whole PR stunt for you to sell tickets and for you to.
Who is that?
gain
I
popularity.
would rather it be a PR stunt. Yeah.
I would love
Wait a
it.
minute, is that
I
a narrative?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that now
I
you're.
wish.
Now
I saw
you're.
a couple videos
Yeah.
of saying it's like a very strategic PR stunt.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I wish I cared that little about my wife's reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how that would be possible. I don't get what the benefit of that would be, I guess all press is good press, but I don't know why they would do that. And how could it be? Because it was a Fresh and Fit exposing them, so that he would have to be in on it, and they would have had to make those clips years ago. I don't get how it would be a PR thing, but that is a theory out there.
Butthole story.
Yeah, this is one, I was on her side from the beginning. People were like, what a slut. She tells this story about a guy being in her bed and taking advantage of her. And I was like, isn't that rape? I don't get it. Why is that in the slut column? But they ask her about that too.
I mean, I think people talking about the sore butthole story, because that was more kind of like an assault story, but I didn't want to label it as such because I didn't think it was super traumatizing, and I had already shared one.
Right.
And I feel like the internet has a quota for girls of like how many assault stories they could share, regardless of if it's true or not. Like, obviously, I
You think the
didn't.
internet would be
Well,
like,
we
oh,
definitely
every
have a
story.
quota for how many fake stories you can share.
What?
Regardless of if it's true or not. Yeah, I told 8 rape stories. 6 of them were fake, but I hadn't met my quota yet, so I just kept rattling them off.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to do that. So I was like, oh, this happened. I didn't really say it's okay.
Yeah, again, I kind of agree with her logic there. I didn't see that as like, what a slut. The story she was telling would have been a bad experience. Now, she's horrible at presenting. She's a bad podcaster, and she's not good at this. I don't think anyone's saying she is. But like, I didn't take that story as like, oh, see, she's a slut. She was trying to be a shock jock, an edgelord, and she was really bad at it, and it came to bite her in the ass.
Next up, personality.
Yeah, what is her personality? Maybe she'll explain it to us.
I just imagine the Howard Stern thing about the miscarriage, when he made fun of that, and her doing that. Like, she needs to do something even crazier now. She needs to go even farther than the old slut thing.
Well, here's the thing. She can't. Now she cannot be, because she told everyone it's a fake thing.
So
you know what I mean?
It's going to be fake now. Yeah.
She's like, oh, this is all. it's all fake. But she was talking about like her real life and her real husband and all of that. So she can't now go back to that because people are going to be like, "What? You're doing this again? I thought it was fake." So I don't know what she's going to do going forward.
But what if she had both fingers crossed behind her back? Does that count? No takes back.
Yes. Yeah.
But this is why I think that there's
get
confusion.
confused, yeah.
To feel comfortable talking about that, but then also not feel comfortable with certain
Yeah.
sexual things. That's where the brain goes, what, I have to make up something.
I don't know. It's hard for me. I mean, I just am existing. I'm not trying to like, the only thing I try to do is just be myself on TikTok, but like 10 times extra.
Yeah.
And again, like not to justify,
We'll go down
but
to
I
2
feel
times.
like I've been with Akaash since
Wait,
like
wait,
20
and I think Akaash is kind of making that joke too. What? So that is you. You know what I mean? She's like, before she was like, and this is where people are right to call her out, I guess. Because before she was like, I'm a prude, actually. It was all fake. Now she's like, oh no, that is my personality, but I'm exaggerating it. So you know what? Maybe there's something to the idea that she's lying about all this. Because that's a weird contradiction. Where she's like, oh no, that's me. It's just an exaggerated version of me. I'm not like that all the time, but I am sometimes thirsting for orgies and trying to fuck a bunch of guys. Like, I'm just exaggerating it a little bit. So are you a prude? Is it the exact opposite of what you were? Or is it just an exaggeration?
Mike, you got to be careful what you say sometimes, because I'm going to clip that. What you just said. You like orgies and you like men. You got to be careful. That's all.
Me too, and I feel like I've learned so much of my humor from him, my personality from watching you guys. I've hung out with so many comedians, so I'm like, oh, like be extreme, be funny, as long as your actions are a good person. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, I can say whatever I want.
Don't you blame
Obviously,
this
I
on
can't.
us.
No, you're right.
Blame this on us, Jess.
I'm just trying to give context.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not blaming it on you guys.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I get what she's trying to say. I think, like, oh, if it was in the spirit of comedy, I thought I could say whatever I wanted, which, again, I do get. And I think there is an element of, like, we saw this person out of context and we don't know her personality or anything. We just saw these clips being presented to us and we're like, holy shit, what is this? If it was from a comedian we know, then I think we would have been a lot more accepting of it. So there's something to be said for that, I guess. Like, we didn't know her. This thing came out of nowhere, and everyone leapt to judgment. But it is a little fishy and makes me question my whole defense of her when she says stuff like, oh, I'm actually a prude in real life. That's why I thought it was funny to say the opposite. And then later in the podcast be like, yeah, I think all this stuff, but it's just exaggerated. So it's like that kind of just flies in the face of what you were saying earlier. So maybe she is a lying bitch, but I tried my best to defend her. I think if she is lying about all this, it will come to fruition eventually, and that'll also be fun to talk about. So I look forward to it. But like I said, credit to them for addressing it and having her on and asking all the questions that need to be asked. Andrew was a safe landing spot, but I think that's what you do as a friend. You're not going to hold her feet completely to the fire. Like he asked her all the necessary questions and kind of gave her a safe out of a lot of them. So I thought Andrew handled it well as a friend. I thought Akaash handled it pretty well and stayed out of the way. And she handled it as about as good as I could have expected, which is not great, but it's not the bombing I was envisioning.
No, and let's get a female's point of view. Remember, Electra had a point of view about this lady before, and in chat here she is saying, I think she is awful and full of shit. So that is the women's point of view on another
You're not alone, Electra. A lot of people think that. And like I said, as I'm re-listening to these clips, I am coming more to that mindset where that's a real full of shit answer. To say, oh, no, it's exactly when earlier you said, no, I'm a prude. You know what I mean? Like, that's a complete contradiction. So that does make me question her a little more, but we'll see.
We have a few more clips here. It says, this one's innocent.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we had more clips. Jesus Christ. All right, let's see what an innocent angel she is.
The big disconnect with you is like, and also there's a version with both of you. Is it, you guys are so fucking innocent because you've never been with anybody. So when you say weird sexual things, you think it's absurd.
Yeah.
But you are unique in your innocence with each other.
I think that was the mistake I made, is like thinking that people would understand that.
They
like,
will not.
Yeah, they won't.
Because the immediate reaction to anybody like who's had, because Alex and I, Mark is more similar to you guys. and let he's been with his wife, right? So it's like, whereas Alex and I have, we've had other chicks and like our wives have had as well, and then we got to think about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Yes. We were horse. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All the horse. Yeah, come on. No, I know. But like, so then we're there is a part of us probably comparing and feeling insecure and maybe feeling potentially inadequate.
Yeah.
Right. So that runs through our minds. Where you guys have been with nobody, so you can feel confident being.
Yeah, and I think to be fair to everyone, there was a time in our relationship where I would have been more insecure, but when like she's essentially homeless with me and didn't go anywhere and stayed right by my side, I think the jokes don't bother me because it's like, when you're broke as fuck, you see exactly who a person really is. Like, I've seen her at her core. Good,
This is,
bad.
again, the homeless thing has been exaggerated. So this is where I am open to the idea that both of them are kind of like lying or leaving some stuff out. Because the idea that they were homeless just wasn't true.
Yeah,
It's not true. Like, you can say that, and it's fun to say, be like, we're basically homeless. Well, you weren't homeless. That's a big difference.
70,000 in New York isn't great, but it ain't homeless.
Yeah.
All of it. So I know who she is enough that none of these things I'm ever gonna take seriously because I've seen her. We've been at the absolute bottom. She's seen me at my absolute worst. So if I make these jokes, if I call her a bitch or whatever, she's like, I know this. Like, at our absolute worst, we still loved each other. We still stayed by each other's side. So I think that's what I didn't realize also. And I didn't think I was nearly famous enough to become a meme.
Yeah,
I was wrong.
It is pretty wild. The story got huge.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't on CNN or anything, but it was a big story, you know?
It was the largest cuck story since Aaron Imholt in the national media.
So the one thing in there that, again, maybe I foolishly understood where Andrew was coming from, but I bought into Schultz's point when he's like, well, you guys were virgins before you met. So in your mind, it's this wacky, outrageous thing to be like, oh my God, we're having orgies. You know what I mean? Like, I get what he's saying there, where it's like, I bought that a little when Schultz said it, where it's like they thought they were being shocking and everything. Whereas we all looked at it as like, why is she saying this? Like, she's embarrassing her husband. And if Akaash is being truthful and like they know each other, hopefully much deeper than we do, then it's all good and they have nothing to worry about. And the internet will say what they say, but they have nothing to worry about. But like I said, that personality of hers and the podcasting future is what I'm interested in going forward. I'll be curious because they released an obviously pre-recorded episode last week. I'll be curious. I don't even know how to find her podcast. I don't know what it's called. That's where I mean it wasn't a PR stunt. It has not been great promotion for her, where most people don't even know her first name. They just keep saying Akaash Singh's wife.
Isn't it Gold? Last name Digger? That's how I know her.
All right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, people just call her a gold digger and they don't know her name. So it has not been great promotion, but if I can find her podcast, I'll check it out this week.
Speaking of money, this one's called Money.
Yeah, so let's hear about what's most important to her.
I like encourage her to buy stuff early on because I
You gotta
remember-
cut that shit.
I know, maybe. But early on, dude, and you didn't go through this.
Chill out.
Being broke with your girl and not being able to buy her anything is so fucking emasculating that when we started making a little bit, we saved for years.
These guys.
Yeah. And when she was like, I don't know if we can.
What he's talking about there, Mike, is there's a few midgets behind them as part of the gag, and they're agreeing with everything being said here. They're just like midgets agreeing, like, this is terrible.
I think you hear a little Schultz's like real concern coming out too, where he's like, yeah, stop buying her shit, you know?
Yeah.
And that's again where I felt gross when she's like, yeah, I get a cleaning lady, you don't know about it. It's like, with his money? What the fuck, you know?
We can afford this. We can afford this. I'm like, no, I promise we're safe. She was more anxious for a long time. I was like, no, this
Hold on,
is
you know
like,
what? As my opinion develops on this, I have to call myself out on this. I'll do your guys' job for you. I'm gonna call myself out on this. I believe her with all the sex stuff, but then all the gold digging stuff, she's like, no, that's also a joke. But then proves she was lying about that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So maybe I'm being naive here. I'm willing to believe that. I would just like a little more evidence, but that is, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like she confirmed all the gold digging stuff with that maid comment. You know? So maybe there's something to the fact that she's lying. I just think people will come forward. Like, we live in an age where people are going to be like, I went to school with her. She was fucking everybody. I know 3 guys that fucked her at whatever frat, at whatever college she went to. Like, I just think that would happen, and it hasn't yet. So, I don't know.
I think even therapeutic for you, for us. Like,
I
go
feel like,
spend
yeah,
that.
it would almost like teach me like a little bit of exposure therapy. I mean, now probably not, but like in the
Definitely
beginning.
not.
Yeah, it's probably like, oh, it teaches your brain, like, okay, this is safe. I can do this activity. Like, just like how posting on TikTok was and like whatever else. But I mean, now, yeah.
But it is interesting that you're going to have a different relationship, you know, to the money that Akaash makes when you guys were locked in before you had anything.
Yeah.
You know, and you will feel more a part of that journey with him.
Yeah.
Than like if Akaash is this fucking multimillionaire and then he like finds you and then you have that attitude. But what the internet just sees is a completely different picture, which is like, okay, he's got this beautiful girl and she like buying bags and that's what the thing
No,
is.
optically it makes sense that she would be a gold digger. She's much hotter than.
And see, like, he'll say shit like that, which I appreciate. And it's like, that's where I'm coming from on it, is like, well, they know each other better than we do. I hope, you know, unless he truly is someone that completely used him for his money. But Akaash was not. We can go, oh, like they're exaggerating being broke or whatever. Akaash Singh still isn't famous. You know what I mean? Like, this is the most notable thing he's done. I think he's doing very well. But like a lot of people, I heard this come up on like different comedy podcasts, and people was like, "Who's Akaash Singh?" And they're like, oh, it's the Indian guy on Schultz's show. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, he's not some household name that a like real gold digger would glom onto in 2014 or whenever they got together, you know? So that's where my mentality is, like, he knows more than we do. Is he? Maybe he's just a complete simp, but he has more information than we do to work with.
All right, here's the last clip of the day. Break.
Oh yeah, so this is about the break that they took. That Akaash told that story, and a lot of people were like, "Yeah, but didn't you like then break up with him after that?" So they ask about that as well.
Turning all the stones, can you dispel a rumor? I heard a narrative online that you guys were together and then you took a break for like 2 years, and then when you started making money, you came back. Can you dispel this?
No, we took a break for like a month or 2 months.
After I started making money, post Patreon. What an
Yeah.
idiot!
Yeah, boy.
He
had a different confidence when he was rich, right? Yeah, he was telling you to shut up more.
No, I get 12 shut the fuck ups a year.
Oh, that's the rule?
Yeah.
That's a great deal.
I got 8 left. Happy holidays.
So it is true. It wasn't that long a break, I guess, but they broke up. The Patreon exploded. Akaash confirmed that. The Patreon got big in that time frame. And all of a sudden, she's like, hey, Akaash. So, yeah, there is a gray area. I don't know. My defense is a little flimsy as we sit at the end of this. But I just think when people immediately, when you know what the reaction is going to be, and then they have that reaction, it's hard for me to take it seriously, you know? So that's why I try to approach this stuff with a little more of an open mind and have it based in some semblance of reality. Because I think there's a lot of people that look at this and wanted Akaash to be this desperate loser and her to be some monstrous whore. And they never wavered on that. I'm looking at it saying, like, maybe there's something a little more to it. And as I so often am in these cases, maybe I'll be proven to be a fool, an ignorant fool who is too trusting. But we will see. I have no doubt of this. If she is lying, it will come to the forefront very soon. I think people will expose that very soon, and I mean like within the next week or two. You know, like I think we'll be talking about it on the next episode if she is lying. I would imagine.
Watch Reddit closely, people. It's any second it's going to drop here.
Yeah.
But Jocktober Junkie just became a member. Thank you, Jocktober Junkie.
Thank you, buddy.
And I have a free chat of the day I wanted to read because you mentioned it, but it is amazing. The new, from AirJoe2567, the new Crackamico song has been stuck in my head all week long.
They referenced that on Patreon. It was kind of a throwaway thing, but I was glad on their Patreon episode, they shouted out Crackamico, and Schultz said the song was very good and all that. So Credit to them for addressing all this stuff. I think a lot of other podcasts would have tried to hide from it. You could argue this got so big that they couldn't. But you know, I thought they approached it the best way they could have. I don't know what they could have done more than that. So credit to Flagrant and Andrew and Akaash, I guess.
And one more free one here from IK8181 HACKRIDE. Are you happy you can say you lost to the number one team in America? Go Hoosiers. Rematch, baby. CFP just happened. Congratulations, James Madison. You're going to get belt to ass and Otson. Enjoy.
I don't know what that. It sounds like you were speaking a different language. I don't even know what that.
No, they just did the college football playoff, and Oregon will be playing the great James Madison University. Where is that? Is that even a school?
Wait, really? James Madison is in the top 12?
They always put one P5 team in, and James Madison won their conference, so they picked them out of the best. I thought it was going to be Tulane, but apparently James Madison, welcome to hell. Welcome to Hell Week.
Now, is that like a 16 seed getting in the tournament?
Correct.
Or
Well, it's like
they've been good all year.
Well, they've been good, but in a way weaker division, right? Who got kicked out because James Madison got in? Notre Dame. So that's
really interesting.
Yeah. And Notre Dame, had one of the biggest wins of the year. But, it's going to come down to Georgia, Ohio State, and Oregon. Place your bets, people.
Well, congratulations. Go Ducks.
Thank you. I did it a lot this year. I did a lot. I earned it.
You sure have.
Where can they find you, Mike?
Blindmike.net. We appreciate you guys going there, checking out the podcast. We're live every Sunday at 10 a.m., or you can listen to us after, wherever you get podcasts. And if you wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, we're trying to get to 15K by year's end. I don't know if it's possible, but you guys see if you can make it so. And we appreciate all of you that already subscribe and not just on Patreon and YouTube members, but subscribe for free as well. Helps more people find the show if you like and comment and engage with us. It's good for the algorithm. So go to blindmike.net, do all that good stuff. We appreciate you guys. Go to verygoodshow.org and support Craig. I don't know if anything's there, but I like to call it a podcasting museum. You can see the remnants of what once was.
Just a blue screen of death, Mike. There's nothing there.
I didn't mention this when we were talking about Alec Baldwin, but it was always very interesting to me. If you ever go back and listen to Very Good Show, Craig claims he never listened to Come Town, which I find fascinating because it seems like such a clear ripoff of Come Town.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was doing. I thought he was doing an
Craig always
homage.
says he was first. He's like, yeah, Nick Mullen stole the idea from me. He says that. He says that stuff a lot. So, and go to HackRideStudios.com. Correct.
That's right. That's right. Make sure you get Craigy with it over there at HackRideStudios.com.
It's Craigy.
It's Craigy. He said that. 100% said that. I will find that.
Yeah, clip it if you want. Tweet it out. I'll retweet you.
So head over to HackRideStudios.com, but enjoy your weekend, people. That's the most important thing.
All right. Well, see you guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
And we have a meme transition.
Hey, it's Boogie.
Sappers through the way, everyone up.
Now, this is a very interesting tip. Now, really, ladies, if you're listening, and men, and everybody in between.
If I tell you you've got a homicide, buddy, you've got a homicide.
I hope to hear from you soon. I am proud to own the Trumpy Bear, and I will always be proud to be an American.
Put it in the outro.
Until that, have yourself a great day, and as always,
There's no cum on my mic.
rock on.
Stop the baloney, huh? What kind of statement is that?
I wrote it.
One of my favorite players to cover when he was here was Mike Vrabel. Tell me Mike Vrabel's story.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
Piss on it. Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. All right. Stop! My belly hurts.
My dad was in the military.
Was that, sir?
Can you please kindly F off, please? If a person is on a bridge threatening to jump, how do we know that he wants help?
Okay, I hope nothing bad happened.
Money, 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 money. Fuck, please.
Anyway, God bless America.
Put it in
What's it called?